commercial for a doll called Splashy. From there, she was unstoppable. Within her first year, she landed 22 national spots. From Rice Krispies and Tylenol to Fritos, Lifesavers, and even the iconic Barbie Dreamhouse. If you were a kid in the 80s, you definitely saw Melissa on your TV during commercial breaks.
Hey, wanna play dress up? No. How come? Don't feel good.
Aren't you gonna play our song for us?
I kind of forgot it.
How about having a bowl of Rice Krispies and we'll give you a hand?
Now I remember.
Between the ages of 4 and 11, Melissa racked up over 100 commercials, performed in musical theater, and guest spotted on shows like The Equalizer and SNL. By 1990, she was ready for something bigger, so she started auditioning for 2 major sitcoms, Blossom and Clarissa Explains It All. She actually landed both roles, but she had a big decision to make. Take a supporting part on a major NBC show, or be the lead on Nickelodeon, who was relatively new to the sitcom world. She took the risk, packed her bags, and headed to Orlando, betting everything on Clarissa.
Clarissa Explains.
Me, Clarissa. First of all, I can deal with just about anything.
I can deal with just about anything.
Mom's tofu Sundays. Even when I panic, it's cool panic. May I be excused to freak out? I'm not allowed to drive until I'm old enough to get my license. Parents are such sticklers for the law. And the 95,000 Christmas cards? Well, I can explain.
Clarissa Explains It All. Every Sunday at 6:30, 5:30 Central.
I'm Nickelodeon.
Clarissa Explains It All was groundbreaking for more than just its iconic fashion, sarcastic humor, and breaking the fourth
Her
wall.
clothes were
It was
so
one of the
badass.
very first live-action sitcoms Nickelodeon ever developed for its own network, and the first ever to have a lead that was a teenage girl. It was truly the prototype that paved the way for shows like The Amanda Show, Zoe 101, and iCarly. According to Melissa, the show did well its first season, but it was the second season where it really started to explode in popularity. All of a sudden, she was getting recognized out in public and was quickly becoming Nickelodeon's biggest star. They started putting Melissa in all of the Nick commercials, game shows, competitions, and show promotions.
Well, then please welcome the Nickelodeon authority on everything, from Clarissa Explains It All, Melissa Joan Hart. All you have to do is watch me from Portal 5, answer a simple question, and send in a postcard.
For your chance to win a date with Clarissa plus hundreds of other runner-up prizes.
I'm hosting Six. I'm bringing the world premiere of All That, a totally cool special. Amanda, what are you doing?
I remember all that. Oh my god.
Tipping my burger. Is that, what is that? Hot sauce. It's hot chocolate sauce. I've been looking for this all day.
Oh, that's disgusting.
In 1994, after 65 episodes, Clarissa Explains It All was abruptly canceled. The network felt like Melissa, who was now 17, had outgrown the show's target demographic. However, the show's creator, Mitchell Kriegman, wanted to keep the show going in hopes that the audience could grow with Clarissa. So they shot a spin-off pilot called Clarissa Now and shopped it to CBS.
Clarissa Explains It All is no longer being shot, but it'll repeat on Nickelodeon for a while, and then actually we did a pilot for CBS in December, and we're still waiting to hear on that. So.
They actually did a pilot for Clarissa when it's like Clarissa becomes, you know, it was probably like the first My So-Called Life. They were like, what if Clarissa has sex? What if Clarissa gets pregnant? What if Clarissa's friend gets pregnant? What if Clarissa's best friend is gay? What if Clarissa has chlamydia, etc., etc., like, etc.? Or what if Clarissa has, like, you know, what if Clarissa is, we always suspected autistic? What if she, you know, like, what if she experiences poverty and all this stuff? And yeah, I would like a Clarissa Does It All. It should have been, instead of Clarissa Explains It All, it should have been Clarissa Lives It Out or something like that. Clarissa Lives It All, you know? And Clarissa goes for her first vote. Clarissa goes for her first drink. You know, I was there for one of my best friend's first drink when she was 21. And I know how big of a day that was for her to go down to the bar with us. And it wasn't illegal. We don't have to have some fake ID or some bullshit or something. And she ordered a shot. And we were like, everybody, let's get shots with B. You know, like Clarissa gets her first shot at the bar. Clarissa has her first bad boyfriend. He's poor or something, right? It's just weird. It's like, you know, Clarissa cheats for the first time or something, right? Or Clarissa Clarissa becomes slightly overweight after she becomes obsessed with drinking, you know, or and stuff like that. And I don't know why we didn't have that. There never was like kind of a connection show like that, where it's like all these idols got like it was My So-Called Life. I'm describing My So-Called Life, you know, which was my favorite show growing up. My So-Called Life. It's weird because I was just like, there's like nothing out there that actually kind of like shows American kids as much as this, you know?
Call Clarissa now. Clarissa's graduated high school.
I'm 68. I'm about to be 69, baby.
She's moved to New York City, out of the house, and she's working for a newspaper. Isn't this great? Everywhere you go in New York, tons and tons and tons of people. Not just any people. The coolest, most fascinating people in the world.
Honey, get your hand off of my butt.
CBS ultimately wasn't interested because it was just too different from the original. In 1995, Nickelodeon wanted to give it a shot, so they aired the pilot to test the ratings. But it flopped and the show was never picked up. Melissa was feeling pretty discouraged by this point. She had heard all the horror stories of child stars. She decided it would be best to take a step back from acting and go to NYU to focus on other career paths. However, that acting break would be extremely short-lived. See, her mom Paula had an idea that was going to launch her daughter's career to a whole new level.
She had started managing my career right after Clarissa because she didn't like the offers I was getting after Clarissa. She didn't like the direction. She's like, she was known on a kid's show and now you want to throw her in these adult roles. My mother was handed a comic book on a playground in New York City, and it was the Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which was an Archie comic. And they said, we think this would be a great next role for
Sabrina
Melissa.
is a good role for
Melissa.
Melissa.
Bought the rights to it for $1, took it to Viacom, said, I want to make a TV movie. They were like, let's make a movie for Showtime. And then from that, my mom kept saying, it would be a great TV show, it'd be a great TV show, it'd be a great TV show.
And that's how they got Sabrina Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I had no idea.
To work. She knew she could turn Sabrina the Teenage Witch into an entire franchise. Through her very own production company, Heartbreak Films, she teamed up with Viacom.
She's right, it's like a Marvel franchise. She could do that.
And while she was executively producing that film, she was already in the editing bay cutting together a trailer to pitch Sabrina as a full-on sitcom.
She's like a Macaulay mom or whatever.
They wanted to see how the movie would do for their audiences. Well, when it aired on April 7th, 1996, it was an instant smash hit. ABC wasted no time and ordered 13 more episodes for their iconic TGIF lineup.
Now, it's interesting. You work with your mom. Your mom runs your production company with you. Is that right?
Yes, it's called Heartbreak Films, and
what are the titles? Are you both co-executive producers or something?
One of us is president, one of us is vice president. We haven't quite figured it out yet.
I would think it would be very strange to be in that kind of relationship with your mom.
No, it's great because
really, you never have like a fight with her where you buy 51% of the stock behind her back. And... Do you ever pick up the phone and go, "We're having a problem with mom"? Hey, you know Brooke Shields?
I'm sorry, no.
We should have a conversation with her, maybe.
Conan's actually funny. He was like freestyling, and it was funny. It was exactly what the concern would be.
When it came
Do you have
to
a fight and
show's
you steal
development,
51% of the
Paula Hart
company?
secured herself as an executive producer,
Which is what
and this was
happens.
almost unheard of for a stage mom. She was involved in every step of the process, hiring directors, approving scripts, and overseeing casting. When speaking about Paula, the president of Viacom even said, quote, "It's her show to deliver week in and week out." Needless to say, there was never any question on who would play Sabrina, as the role was quite literally made for Melissa Joan Hart.
If you thought Bewitched was cool, wait till you check out Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Cool. Sabrina is just like any other girl. Or is she?
Or is she?
Let's wake her up and tell her she's a witch.
Or is she?
I love being a witch.
Melissa Joan Hart is Sabrina the Teenage Witch on TGIF.
With the premiere of my new show, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I want to clear up a major misconception about witches. It's not that easy to turn people into toads. You have to file with the Witches Union, get the proper permits, and go through a waiting period. They do grant one exception. A witch can turn every person into a toad that misses the premiere of her new TGIF show.
Oh my god, it's like it's almost manipulative. You don't love me if you don't watch or whatever. This is true. It is true.
The Teenage Witch would debut to a massive audience.
Oh my god, 17 million.
Even beating out Clueless, who everyone thought was going to be the main TGIF hit. Now, if you've seen our past videos, you know 17 million viewers is a ton. That's encroaching on the numbers of That's So the Sweet Life of Hannah Montana. And this was in the 90s. Melissa was officially now a part
What? Why can't girls have television programming?
Wasn't like
I am very happy that my mother likes TV as much as she does.
Spells, portals, and of
What's wrong with that?
The talking cat. But it was much more than that. The show captured a totally different family dynamic. A teenage girl navigating all the highs and lows of high school while being raised by her quirky, lovable aunts, Hilda and Zelda. And with a teen girl at the center, it was a fully female-led show, something that genuinely wasn't as common back in the 90s. Now, Melissa was already a household name from being Clarissa on Nickelodeon, but Sabrina catapulted her to a whole other level of fame. Sabrina the Teenage Witch became the #1 highest-rated show of Friday night television. Melissa Joan Hart had quickly become the 90s sitcom icon of a generation. There were Sabrina Barbies, stuffed animals, PC games, books, magazines, pajamas, posters, backpacks, school supplies. Her face was everywhere. And if you were a kid in the 90s, chances are you owned at least one piece of Sabrina merchandise. And comment below what it is because I want to see everything they made back then. Anyway, despite all of Melissa's success in the TV world, by 1999, she was ready for even more. Something different. She was now 22 years old and wanted to get a taste of the big screen. Now, don't get me wrong, Melissa still loved Sabrina and had no plans to leave the show. She just also wanted to try her hand at other projects. She auditioned for a rom-com called Drive Me Crazy, and when she did a screen test with co-star Adrian Grenier, the chemistry was off the charts. And just like that, she landed the role. Around the same time, a 17-year-old pop star named Britney Spears was absolutely dominating the pop world with her album Baby One More Time. Well, it just so happens that Britney had a song called You Drive Me Crazy, which was perfect for Melissa's new movie she was just cast in. So they asked Britney to remix it and shoot a music video with Melissa and Adrian. A win-win to promote both the song and the movie. When the music
this is, I haven't seen this video in a long time, so we're gonna go watch it. Since he mentioned it, it's one of the beautiful things I could do. I can pause,
dropped in the summer of '99, it became an instant classic. Everyone was obsessed.
Not for
with the
me.
crazy video. Her gum, her glasses, she was giving an entire new look. It was official. The princess of
Not
pop,
for me.
the queen of sitcoms had officially teamed up, and it was huge. Britney Spears scored a VMA nomination for the video, and it was one for the pop culture history books. Britney and Melissa would embark on a PR tour together, like hosting TRL and going on the news.
I'm here with Melissa Joan Hart, and we've got someone in the audience with a question. What's your question?
How you doing, Brittany? I was wondering if you were going to appear in the Drive Me Crazy movie, since Melissa appeared in your video.
No, I wish. I'm not in the movie, but she was on the premiere of Sabrina, if anyone watched it last week.
I was supposed to go to this Britney Spears concert and...
Say no more!
You're not enjoying this, are you?
No, it's great. It's just... It's not that much fun alone.
Tell me about it.
Like you'd know, you're always surrounded by people.
And sometimes that's the loneliest place to be. Maybe that's why I've been having these weird one-on-one dreams so often. They drive me crazy.
Britney broke the news while having a ball taping an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She plays herself, but that didn't stop the butterflies.
It's kind of nerve-wracking because I'm used to singing and performing and doing videos and stuff, and this is really actually totally different because you have all these people surrounding you, and it's kind of intimidating, and all these cameras.
Britney Britney's new video, You Drive Me Crazy, features an appearance by Melissa Joan Hart. So Britney returned the favor by guest starring on Melissa's show.
It's been great, actually. It's nice. It's like having a girlfriend here hanging out, you know.
Easier, huh?
The 17-year-old sensation also revealed she's already discussing a possible series of her own.
Hey everybody, I'm Britney Spears. And I'm Melissa Joan Hart. And for the next half hour, Britney and I will join forces to save a male fashion victim from hurting himself and others with his bad taste. He's been in a small room, kind of hidden away. He doesn't know that it's me and Melissa.
We're going to surprise him.
Yeah, that we're going to be making him over.
Now, while working with Britney, Melissa Joan Hart realized just how controlled Britney really was. Every moment
Oh
of her entire
God, that's the part
life
of the
was scheduled
story.
out, and she was only a 17-year-old girl. Melissa
Yeah.
was a few years older, but like Britney.
But I mean, that's what our baby boomer overlords are like. All of us have situations like this. Whether we recognize it or not, we've been slaves to a fucking oligarch culture who used us and constrained us to poverty.
Someone over her shoulder is like, no, you have to go to the gym, and then you have to go to, you're a vocal coach, and then you have to go do a press interview, and then you have fitting, and then you have your show tonight, and then and she's like, oh, sorry, I can't. So I was like, no, you come over for dinner tonight. I'll come pick you up. So I snuck her out of the hotel, and I took her to a club, and I was like, let's go dancing. She's like, yeah, okay. So we went to this club, we were dancing, and then she got whisked away to this table and was hanging out with all these people that were just basically kissing her ass, and I went off and was hanging out and doing my thing, and then I went back to get her. I'm like, I gotta work tomorrow. You know, let's go, let's get out of here. And she's like, I'm gonna hang a little longer, and they're like, we'll get her home safe, don't worry. I'm like, okay. And so, you know, I don't know exactly if that was
Melissa introduced her to people who got her on drugs.
really, like, you know, in Hollywood, it really kind of caught her.
Yeah, you left her with people in Hollywood at a club. You're so dumb. You left Britney Spears with like Hollywood club people. Are you guys were like, it must be nice to be like totally upwardly mobile and rich and white with abilities and, you know, television fucking deals and stuff. Must be fucking nice, because like I did not live a life like that where I have the luxury of going to Hollywood to a club in the end scene and not assuming that they don't do the most drugs in the fucking world or whatever. And of course, when your friend goes, no, I'm going to stay here. And it's like, no, you aren't. You're coming with me. Come with me. Stay away from these people. If you're going to get high with me so you can blame me or whatever. Don't go with these people. Don't go with these people. I've had to do that with a whole bunch of times in my life. I've had to be like, don't go with these people. Just don't. I know you want to go with these people. Don't go with these people. Trust me.
Never able to break free. And I was like, hey, want to come? I would go to a club every night. I love dancing and I loved going out. But
you mean you love drugs? You went to clubs because you found the rave scene and you found drugs. Yeah.
The tower must be where they are hiding. But what? I hope.
Shadow Piercer. Hey, this amulet is an upgrade. Yay. Hey, I'm done with this shitty place finally. Is the entire expansion in castles? I think the entire expansion is in castles. New challenge, vanquish Aquans. Hurry up, you. Just cast the spell. You're so annoying. Stop walking.
Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased.
We must hurry.
Level 22. Not bad. I've got, what, 15 more to go.
Your skill has increased. Your skill has increased.
Are you attacking? You
Your skill
fucking
has
better
increased. Your skill has increased.
So knew to be responsible and like when to stop and when only one drink and all these things. And she was underage and young but I just was like, let's go out. We're just gonna go out and have some fun. And I feel really guilty about that still to this day because I should have known better being a big sister.
Now, back in the late 90s, there was no TMZ chasing down celebrities at nightclubs, so their partying wasn't on display as much as it was in the early 2000s, like with Paris, Britney, and Lindsay. Because of this, Melissa was able to keep her partying days way more under wraps. However, the partying would catch up with Melissa towards the end of 1999, all while her brand new movie was premiering.
When a child star grows up, everyone's watching, waiting for the slip up, or the moment they finally break free from that kid star image. For Melissa, that moment came with Drive Me Crazy. Mind you, it was PG-13 and she was still playing a high schooler. But one scene where her character gets drunk had the media spinning it as a calculated move to shed her squeaky clean image. That, quote, bankrolled her family's Heartbreak Films. And during the PR run, Melissa couldn't escape the questions about taking more adult roles with a largely kid audience.
You know, hopefully the parents would, you know, kind of decide whether or not their children could handle something like that. But I don't, you know, I take that into consideration. I don't want to, you know, lose the audience that's been following me for years. But at the same time, I've also got to do what's good for my career. So it's kind of a fine line.
I read Melissa's entire book, Melissa Explains It All, and she does not hold back. She names names and goes into great detail about her Hollywood partying days. Like the only time she was ever offered white powder was by Paris Hilton. Quote, I turned it down. She asked to bum a Parliament Light, and she dipped the recessed filter end into a baggie. Asked if I wanted some. It pissed me off that she wasted my cigarette for that. She also wrote about her dating life, like how when she briefly dated Danny Masterson, he would push her into garbage, or how she would have to dress in lots of layers because he was handsy and aggressive. Mind you, this book came out before his allegations and conviction.
Melissa was an independent adult in a big city, a true departure from the character she played.
I took advantage of being in LA and being 20 and then 21 and going to the parties and going to the clubs. You know, starting to make my own money, bought my own house, starting to go out and party and do all this crazy fun stuff and just really enjoying my life as an adult for the first time.
Despite her many late nights out on the Sunset Strip, Melissa had managed to steer clear of becoming a regular headline in the gossip magazines. However, that was all about to change, starting with a night out at the Playboy Mansion.
Actually, at the Playboy Mansion recently at the Halloween party.
You're living the life. You go there a lot, the Playboy Mansion?
Yeah, it's fun. It's the only sacred thing left in Hollywood, I think.
The only sacred thing? Is that what you said? Maybe your religious beliefs differ from mine.
No, it's the only thing left of like old, like, you know, I just want to be able to say, you know, that I partied with Hugh Hefner, you know? Hey, come on, I know you've been there.
Melissa was invited to the Midsummer Night's Dream Playboy Mansion party, where the dress code was sleepwear. In her book, she said not long after arriving at the mansion, her and a few friends decided to drop ecstasy, which gave her more confidence around guests like James Woods and Vince Vaughn. She partied until sunrise, and by the time the limo dropped her off, she barely got 30 minutes of sleep before heading straight to her Maxim cover shoot.
Probably the craziest thing from that time I was going to do with the cover of Maxim magazine. And I'd gone to the Playboy Mansion the night before and had a little too much fun. explored a little too much of that Playboy mansion. And so the next morning I roll up to the Maxim photo shoot, and I was pretty hungover and coming down, and here I was having a full day of now hair extensions and bikinis, and I was not prepared for it. So that was probably the least professional I've ever been in my career.
Melissa's in the studio getting all done up, but she said she was still impaired from the party. So much so that when she saw the wardrobe, a rack of bras and panties, she didn't really think twice about it. Her publicist was there and they approved it. Now, for publicity reasons, the cover was set to hit stands the day of her movie's premiere. And when it did, it sparked a full-blown uproar. How dare Sabrina the Teenage Witch do such a provocative photo shoot?
This is the big story in the Hollywood industry. Look at that. That's Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, okay? And that's a white piece of fabric right there. She.
When she appeared in a Maxim magazine spread to promote her new movie, Drive Me Crazy, she found herself in hot water.
The night before the photo shoot, I went to a party at the Playboy Mansion, and it was an epic party.
In Melissa's interview with Maxim, there were references to the Playboy party, as well as quotes about drinking and sex, subjects not at all in line with the TGIF brand.
The day the Maxim cover dropped, Melissa had no idea what was going on in the media. She had been up since 4 a.m. doing press, all while stressing out about breaking up with her boyfriend, Gabriel Carpenter, not Adrian.
Okay, now they're doing another Elden Ring battle like an hour later. And I really don't like these, and it's fucking annoying. I've done two, or what? This will be the second one I've done today. But I mean, I blasted through the content.
Your skill has increased.
So, I mean, what else?
Your skill has increased.
I don't understand these mechanics at all. I really don't. Ugh. No, I don't want to die. No. Why do you get to attack 4 times and I get to stumble forward once? Why? Come on, man. Well, I got halfway that time. Ah, this bitch-ass fight. Gotta get cover when she starts shooting stuff. It's so annoying. I know the rhythm better now. What was that? Oh my god. I'm gonna try a different tact. There, now when that thing happens... Oh, move, move, move! Heal. Oh, run. Oh, run. No, run. I don't want to die. No, I don't want to die. Oh, no. No. Ah, move. Nope. on, move, move. Ugh. No, no. Well, at least I got cover. Why is there an experimental subject now? Oh, it's a buff. It's a buff. Oh, good, good, good. Kill the experimental subject. Go. Nope, nope, nope. No! I didn't know what the fight was. So I didn't know. And the second one was just impervious. Why do you make these weird mechanics I can't get the first time? Come on, man. You waste like 45 minutes to an hour of my life with this shit. I don't like the experience. Suck my dick. Get a fucking clue, piece of shit, brain dead developer. Ugh. 40 minutes of this stupid ass fucking fight. I hate this fight already. Is she human? No, she's like some vampire, and then she's like beast or something. I don't know. Try human ward just to see. $20. I'll open up gold touch choke flesh. And I want to run all of these buffs too, make sure I have them. Alright, so yeah. I will open up. I know the fight a little bit better now. I can maybe win, maybe, but it's still long, intense, and fucking annoying. Let's use the oak flesh. Use it. Use. Ah. Okay, that's one bar. There's almost 2 bars. It's not hurting me, but now I've got to get cover. I'm going to get fried. Yeah. Oh, God. It's not that bad. It's not that bad if you treat it right. Okay, now I want to get out of it. Okay, is he shooting me? I don't know. Fuck you, asshole. It's going to take my regen and try and fight you. Oh, there he committed. Okay, he's down 3 bars. 3 out of the 6, 9, 10, 10. Oh, so get around the thing from him when he bubbles. Oh, no, go. Oh, there it is, there it is. I can, potion. I shouldn't be standing in the poison, though. Okay, so where are you, fucko? Let's see it. Let's go. You're so annoying. Okay, good. We're down to the fourth tally. Oh. I'm gonna be able to potion this, but I don't want to. I want it for emergencies. Oh, is he doing it? Yeah, he is doing it. Get around the corner. I better potion, because might as well put it on cooldown and actually fight his ass. Fuck him. It's not a bad fight. This fight annoyed me way less, though. The other fights were way more annoying than this. I don't mind this one. This one's okay. I don't have fun, but at least, you know, at least it's not butt torture. With stupid-ass mechanics I don't like, you know? Yep, there you go. We're gonna fight now. Yep. You've skizzed him for a long time. That was 5k. Okay, 4 bubbles down. I gotta get cover before he shoots me. There it is. He started shooting. Oh, God. I actually played it better this time. Show your face and we'll fight. It's all fine. It's all cooldowns to me. Let's go. Show your face and we'll fight. There's poison. I've got to... Oh, go, go. Maybe I can get him stuck in the wall like this. Yeah, that might be good. Can I get him stuck in the fucking wall? That would be a good exploit. I would just kill him. Yeah. Gonna heal that one. Just put it on cooldown. Fuck it. Show your face, fucko. There. Can I just hit him? Oh, I can't. There's a rock wall in the way. Hurry up, you. You're so annoying. Where are you? You're like in the wall most of this. Ugh. There, I got him halfway. Fuck him. Oh, no. No, I don't really have the damage. No. Ugh. Got him down to like 4. 3. Yeah, 4. Okay. Here it comes. Ouch. Oh, you fucker. Okay, here's the next phase. This one went down easy, but the other one didn't, and I don't know why. Get out of it. No, he's gonna shoot me. No, I better pot. Oh, God, no. It's too much incoming damage all at once. No. Where? Okay, the other experimental subject. Must get away. Must run my potion timer. There. I guess one of the... Oh, God. One of those subjects is real. The other 2 aren't. And then you get your DPS bonus, but they kill you so bad. They kill you so bad. They kill you so bad. Potion, potion, potion. He's shooting at me. Okay, we're just gonna fuck around with experimental subjects trying to hurt them. There, that's the real one. Yep, give me buffs, give me buffs, give me buffs. Okay. No. Nope. I will die. I will die. Ah! Why did you shoot me right then and there with your fucking beam? Okay, well, now that I wasted a lot of time and I hate the developers, I'm not having fun and I resent that you made me pay for this. And, you know, it's just fucking crazy. It's just like, come on, man. Like, I don't want to do this right now. I'm going to go back to it and try again. We could try to attempt to... juice up my spear. No. No. God damn it, this fucking game. Can't you get more competent? Where is it? You're so dumb, you fucking piece of shit. Okay, so... upgrade. Confirm. 6 more eye level is just a little bit better. I don't know. Nope. Can't upgrade any more than that, but that's okay. So we know that we want him to come to me, like, right here. And we just fight until either he forces me out or I force him out or whatever. Okay, and then when she does that, I get out, I run out, I go over, I place down, and I block and I heal. And in this way, I don't have to pot unless it's like an emergency, and then I wait for her to show up there. Oh, no, 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 no. I can pot that. I'm going to keep running. Ugh. Okay, 3 down. Just going to start, like, oh. Stupid boss. I hate this boss. Hurry up, you. I'll wait for you. Until your funky shit on the ground goes away or whatever. It's like so obvious. She like telegraphs it and I'm like, I don't know, I'll just get out of it if that's alright. Oh, your stupid poison gunk on the ground is so annoying. Chase me, damn it, chase me. If I run like 3 down, will she chase me? Yeah, just come here, you're stupid. You keep getting wedged over there. There, fight, you idiot. Ugh, you're so annoying. Stab! Stab! Keep stabbing! Keep stabbing her! She's halfway down. Fuck her up. Oh, nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, no, 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 no. Oop, block. Block, 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 block. Buy some time. Do some damage. Fuck this. Oh no, the other guy's here. Get out, get out, get out. Okay, so use the life staff to figure out which one's real. That one's real. Get his buff. Stay out of the blue path he makes. I have to potion. Oh, no. Oh, God. Okay, so... Nope, she's gonna shoot. She's gonna shoot. Oh. I got out of it. Ah, you're so annoying. You're so annoying. Okay, so gotta get away from those. Those really hurt. It's not him. It's him. There. Sooner or later, I will do so much damage if I just keep living. Yep, like that, like that. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Oh. I'm gonna play a ranged game here, because this sucks. Oh, oh, please don't kill me. No. No. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Get away from all of it. All of it. All of it. All of it. Oh, that's not too good. Come on, man. Oh, I can't. They kill me. It's so annoying. I don't like the fight. I don't like the fight. I really don't. Oh. What do we do? I'm just gonna keep chunking her. I did so much damage at the start with just fighting her outright. Stab! 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 Oh, you're so annoying. Where'd you go? You're so annoying. Stab! Keep stabbing. Up. Oh, get out. Ooh. Ooh, I lived. But just barely. Oh, nope, that's not really what I want to do. You have me wedged. I cannot move. I'm dead. I'm dead. I've lost this run. I'm wedged and I can't move. You suck. There. Get out of it. 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 Oh, you're so annoying. I hate this boss. You're so annoying. Where are you? Why would you show up to the fight? You're so annoying. Show up to the fight. Ah. Just gonna keep stabbing. Until you tell me differently. Maybe I need to respec my staff. Let's try a little bit of a range game with her. Ah. Nope. Okay, get out, get out. Oh. Oh, no, no, I'm going to get fried. No, I died. Nope, no, I didn't. But I'm close. So, I potioned, but most of it didn't hit. And that's cute. Great. I'm gonna kite the second half of this fight and just chunk him with the staff over and over and over again. And I'm not gonna stop for those stupid zombies to hurt me. I'm just gonna keep going. Fucking so annoying. She's halfway down, which is good. Oh no, no, move, move, move. Why do you get to do my entire bar? What the fuck is that? Fuck is that? You motherfucker, dude, you're so annoying. Oh no, I mistimed. Go, 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 go. Oh god, move, no, no, go, 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 go. Got a potion, go, go. Okay. Fuck the Cecil. Ah. Please. I'm gonna keep stabbing you. Yep, get out. Get out of it. Get out of it. I'm almost up to the potion again. Oh, no! All of them are on me! All of them are on me! Why? Get me out of it! Get me out of it! Out of it! You fried me at the end! Why were there 5 guys on me in this fucking fight? I'm but one man, you piece of shit, cocksucker developer! You're so annoying. Stupid asshole-ass developer. Ugh. Why do you take me out the pool? It's so annoying. Please switch. Ugh. Ugh. Seems like it's going way slower sometimes. I don't know why. Like I do the same amount of attacks, but get way less damage, and it doesn't really make sense. Oh god. Oh. Yep. Alright. Ooh. Oh. Go. Oh, what? Fun. So fun. Ugh. Ugh. Nope. 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 Out. Happened there? Try again. Wait, what the hell is that? Oh, come on. No. That's what this is about. Okay, come over here. There. Maybe I figured it out. Or I could just beat the boss. Why does my life staff do so much more damage? Oh, oh. Where is he? Oh my god. You're so annoying. Show your face, bitch. Is there other spyglasses? Is the spyglass part of it? Can I just leave the tower? Oh god, no, probably not. No, he's gonna kill me. No. I can't untarget. I can't move. I'm wedged. I'm wedged. Cannot move. Can't move. Wedged. 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 This boss constantly wedges me every fight! Could not move for 14 seconds, piece of shit cocksucker! Brain dead developer! Been on this boss fight for like an hour and a half. You think that's good content? You brain dead, low IQ cocksucker? You think that's a good fucking piece of content? Where I'm like, I'm gonna take Guantanamo Bay over this goddamn fucking torture, you fucking shithead developer. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you like this boss. Fuck you developer. You think this is fun? What games do you play, shithead? When has this ever been fun? Nobody enjoys this shit except you, sadist piece of shit efforts. The fuck's wrong with you? Oh. No. Why is it getting harder and harder and harder? Why is it getting harder and harder and harder? I was doing so well to get him down, you know, get him down pretty fast. But this is like, I've hit him 50 times, and I have 2 bars of his fucking brain. Like, I'm just gonna go level outside. Fuck you fucking assholes and your fucking weird, stupid gates. You and your piece of shit gates in the modern age. I kind of hope for your MMO company to fail because you gate me like this all the time. You suck dick, developer. You and your fucking problems and your soul trial goddamn requirements and your worthless piece of shit theme park MSQ that I don't want to do, but I have to get out of the fucking way or I can't reach the content. And it's like, fuck you, asshole. You and your fucking problems. You and your fucking design problems. Suck my dick. Worthless piece of shit software developer. Fucking worthless piece of shit. Can't do anything, is constantly in my fucking face. Can't do anything against your worthlessly badly designed boss. Sorry. Fuck your worthless design fucking boss. Can't move. Can't move. Ugh. I'll just sit here. I don't care. I don't care. The poison's fine. I'd still rather sit here. I don't care. You're so annoying. I hate this fight. I hate this stupid, worthless fight. Like the boss. The developer is worthless. Surprised they made it this far. Look at them torture people with this, and they wonder why nobody but 35,000 people will stay around. It's because you torture us with these fucking 50-minute fights, cocksucker. You don't have a fucking clue yet? I have the eye level. I've got the skill. I fought this guy down. I've done 10 of his bars. 10 of his bars. You understand? 10 of them. But it's because you won't let me get the last 2 tallies of bar 1. I've done his bar 25 times, and you suck dick, developer. And I kind of hope you do lose your company, sort of. You treat us like this, I hope you lose your fucking company, piece of shit. I hope you do. You knew better than to treat us like this in the fucking modern age. Ain't nobody wants your fucking piece of shit Elden Ring fucking From Software fucking Kirkland brand From Software bullshit. Ain't nobody wants your Kirkland brand Elden Ring. I don't want your Kirkland brand Elden Ring boss fight. I don't want it. I don't want it in Once Human. I don't want it here. I don't want this stupid ass shit. I don't want it. Oh, I blocked and nothing happened! Piece of shit developer! Why did I block and nothing happened? I don't know. It kind of seems like you. It kind of seems like you, piece of shit developer. And now it's about to get way harder. Like it needed to get harder. It doesn't need to get harder. It's fucking stupid. By hard, I mean quote unquote hard. What I really mean is you just made his bar so that I have to hit him 4,000 fucking times in a fucking melee fight to kill him. Most stab kills, you know, they take 13 to 18 blows or whatever, you know, in a real stabbing, like knife fight. You think it's 4,000 because low IQ. We all know that you're low IQ. You think his bar should take 4,000 hits because you're low IQ. How about just make the boss good? I don't give a flying fuck about your worthless ass, fucking stupid ass, fucking bullshit ass bullet sponge. I don't care about that. I don't care that you need a developer. I know that it carries you through design and makes you money. I know it does, but I don't need it. I don't need your worthless piece of shit design. I don't need it. Okay, what's the difference between the three? There's like they're all shining blue. I can't. Get out of it. They're all shining blue. Okay, that's... They're all impervious. Get out of the fucking corner. Get out of it. Get out of it. Nope. Get out of the corner. It's such a goddamn badly designed fight. I don't want to do it. I might just stop here. Might quit the expansion right the fuck here. I'm dead serious. If this is what the expansion is gonna be, I don't want it. I don't want this game. I'm sorry. You need to design better than this, piece of shit fucking thieves. What the fuck is this? Everything's impervious. Why? Why did you think that was a good mechanic? It's not a good mechanic. It's just like, hey, donkey, don't make your fucking mobs impervious. Donkey developer, don't make your fucking mobs impervious, donkey. Don't make your mobs impervious, donkey developer dick. Suck my donkey developer dick, you donkey developer dick. Yeah, so, well, there we go. I tried, sorry. Piece of shit developers gotta suck that fucking dick. We're sorry, I'm terribly sorry. Sorry, guys. I apologize to my fucking constituency. We're gonna log off this worthless-ass fucking game right now. Goodbye, suck my fucking dick, you worthless-ass donkey developer. Suck my fucking dick, donkey developer dick. Suck my donkey developer dick, donkey developer dick. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Why do you guys design like this in the modern fucking age? How do you still make money? Goodbye. You know, fine, I'll come back tomorrow. Sorry I tried to like your fucking game, you worthless fucking cocksucker piece of shit developer. Sorry. Moving along, having a great little time, just playing some New World. Then you suck dick and steal 5 hours on a boss. Why? Because you suck dick? You all know you suck From Software bosses' dicks. We know you're in the back there. We can see, but you behind that fucking corpo fucking desk, you're sucking on Elden Ring bosses' dicks, aren't you? You're back there behind that corpo desk, you're hiding, and you're sucking on that fucking Elden Ring boss's dick. Way there. Way down there, way down your fucking throat, you worthless piece of shit cocksucker donkey-ass developer. Stop fucking around. Stop making worthless-ass fucking From Software fights from 2001 and 25. Ain't nobody have any time for that stupid-ass shit. You stupid cocksucker developer. Fuck you. Bye. Go play something else. Pay attention to something else. Anything but piece of shit Dark Souls. Get the fuck out of my face. If I wanted Dark Souls, I would have signed up for fucking Dark Souls. I got 5 or 10 of them. I don't need you to deliver a piece of shit Dark Souls boss in your fucking Lukewater Kirkland brand MMO. I don't fucking need it. I don't need your Dark Souls boss in your low brand Kirkland cocksucker MMO. You piece of shit brain dead donkey developer.
Anyway,
So anyways, on to something, on to something nicer, guys. I'm so sorry for the piece of shit Amazon Games developers. I'm so sorry. Usually, for most of the time, the content's good and the shit's good most of the time. But occasionally, they suck on that From Software dick. And I mean, they were already doing that a lot anyways. I'm talking dick riding From Software. AGS is dick riding From Software. Where's the lawsuit? So anyways, so yeah, and so they took the From Software and they stole the MMO thing before From Software was competent enough to do that, I guess, or whatever. Just From Software isn't an MMO developer, but AGS is. So, you know, so they dick rided From Software and Dark Souls for a long fucking time. And now here we are in 2025, 13, 15 years since the last time I cared about fucking Dark Souls. You know what I'm saying? 15 years. I played Elden Ring for 196 hours and then I stopped. You know? Or whatever it was, 214. I was just like, no. When you force me to do the entire game again just to get to the goddamn DLC, I fucking canceled, returned, said, fuck you. I'm done with fucking From Software. I'm done with fucking bullet sponge bosses. I'm not so stupid and as bad as a gamer as to not understand the fucking tripe that they fucking try to hand to us. And I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. Look at how fucking negative it is, you know? Fuck those fucking assholes. So anyways, we move on. You know, your game's nice, but goddamn, in the last 2 days, I spent like 5.5 hours in a fucking queue. That's also another part of it. Why would I spend? You have, like, okay, let's go and look. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm sorry. Let's do the fucking math, right? You said your servers were good for, like, between 3,000 and 30,000 people, something like that, right? But let's go and do the fucking math, you piece of shit fucking developer. Let's go and do the fucking math. It's not that fucking hard. If we go and look at New World right here and now today... I mean, I resent you as a gamer, and it's not like I'm fucking targeting you and that I'm a psycho. It's because you do steal a lot of money. You kind of do. You steal a lot of money. So here we go. New World Tournament's doing the best it has in a while, I guarantee it. Right now, it's still sitting at 68% is Luke Water. But no, there is a concurrence of 25,928. I spent 5 hours... 5 fucking hours in a queue for a fucking 25,000 pop game. What's that? Fucking get an hour for every 5,000 people? The fuck is that, AGS? And I am pissed off about it, and I'm fucking done. I'm done, maybe. Like, I wasn't kidding when I said don't play New World to beg on. And I don't regret that I said don't play New World to beg on. I don't regret that I said that. Because, understand, the content's great, the combat's great, it's not toxic, and, you know, it's, well, at least not from anything but the developers. But it's not toxic. It's not, you know, the developers are toxic, but not the players. And so it's like, you know, I think I'll move on. You can see the second day of expansion. You've got 25K, and that's just everybody's fucking, I mean, it's a little bit more than that. It's probably about 50, 75 if you do 25K for console, 25K for PC, 25K for Epic or whatever. And like yeah, and you know, or not even, it's like 5K for Epic or something like that. So you're looking at like what, 55,000 max concurrent on a holiday, 25,000 on a good day, which is the second day of expansion. You want to know why those numbers are like that? Because you fucking butt tortured me with that fucking worthless ass boss, you brain dead, low IQ piece of shit developer. Yeah, the words are personal because you stepped to me, the public, and you act like my feelings don't exist. I really fucking care about your bullet sponge piece of shit cocksuckery and all of your fucking problems and your fuckery. I just don't want it anymore. I don't want your bullet sponge piece of shit fucking cocksuckery anymore. I don't want it. Just saying, being honest with you. What is happening here? Saved? No. Powers. Wait, did they change things? Power. Builds, items, powers, builds. Yeah, I can't do anything. I mean, okay. I don't know. They changed the game, I guess. Wait, they changed game? They changed the game. Oh, no. I don't want a gadget, no. This got weirder today. Why did you make this weirder today? It was already weird as it is. Oh my god. Developers. Briggs just back there meleeing me. I should have pistoled her immediately. I'm learning to just pistol them immediately. Maybe I win. These guys didn't act like she was even there. Yeah. That was a shame. I was going to play New World until 11, but all the queues and all the failure. I'll play other games after this match. But all the developer failures on all the games, from Rust to New World to Starfield to like all the games that I play, except for like X4 and Final Fantasy 11 and Eve. And maybe I should just sit on those three, because at least I know that I won't be treated like garbage on those 3 games. I know I won't. But I mean, well, I am treated like garbage on EVE Online, but I mean, it's usually like at my behest. You know, I take the risk. I don't take the risk. One or the other. Pills, powers, items. I want resurrect. Yeah. And then, yeah, it should be good. Should be good. I'll take unrecoverable health. Yeah. I just don't want to die. I don't know. Unrecoverable health really isn't that good. I don't want electrolytes now. There, I want that one. That one's good. I just come here to heal, and it feels like most of the time they just stack the decks against me. I wish I could get heals somewhere else that isn't toxic. But anywhere there's healing, there's like terrible people. And they like dominate. Ugh, 0 kills in 25 minutes. Why play the game at that point? There's damage numbers now. Oh. That's not too good. Can't really go to you without an immense amount of risk. Can't heal you because I'm running the point. You could get on point or you could just die. At least I got that. But they're all dead now. What? Maybe get on point, just saying. Could have easily won if you just stepped back 10 feet for about 10 seconds, but no, you gotta push it up there, butthole, where I can't reach you and I can't push the point at the same time, because you're bad. You're fucking bad, I'll say it. I'm not nice like anybody else. You're fucking bad. I'm terribly sorry. Just straight up, you're fucking bad. It's like, ugh, man, I'm so glad I'm not you. No, I'd probably take that. Yeah, because I'm constantly stunned and fucked up. It's so annoying. Look, I'm not angry and screaming at developers anymore. I like New World, but I didn't like this expansion, and I'm already almost mostly done with it. And I don't think it was good at all. I don't think it was even good like Elysian. Elysian was already a placeholder. This is like half a placeholder. I did not like this expansion. It's probably got a lot of really good content. When I play it for a few more weeks, and I get like, 10 days in us. 10 days in. But right now, it was very easy for me to log off. It was just like too many queues. Too much bullshit with soul trials every hour. Like, every third quest was a soul trial that took, like, 2 hours out of my time. That's not fun. That's like you designed a bunch of Dark Souls bosses that I don't like. Suck my dick, piece of shit developer. I'll just skip your MSQ then. I don't need it. That's what they want you to do, but I don't really agree with that. Fuck. Help me, you idiot. I can't heal him. I clicked and clicked and clicked and clicked and clicked. And it was like, nah, you got dead air. Because the cocksucker developers are gonna cocksucker developer. Come on, man. I was like, please, please, please heal. Please heal. I was like, click, 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 click. I'm healing. Nothing. Nothing at all. No beam. Nothing. Just stand there, stare at him with your dick in your fucking hands. Because you trusted a Blizzard developer to fucking fire a weapon when you press the mouse click and nothing happens. Because you trusted a Blizzard developer. We all know what happens. You get embarrassed. There you are, running away in the corner where I can't reach you again. Nice, way to die before I got there. Rats, you got some kills, but we can't push a point. See it? Rats, you got like 3 kills to their 5. Good job. They are at 68 or something. We are at 5. Why did you put me in this match? Why? Piece of shit cocksucker developer. Your games suck dick too. Bye. Get off it. Toxic as hell. The fuck happened here, man? It's like the industry's worse every single fucking day. I'll go play something else. Whatever. Go get my daily and play some FFXI and watch a video or whatever. What the fuck happened, man? Every game I get on, it's like, nah, the experience is fucking worse. Why did you torture me with a 45-minute butt rape boss twice today in the period of 3 hours? The fuck was that? You suck dick, AGS. You absolutely do.
But instead of hitting her own...
Ain't nobody want to do Dark Soul bosses in 2025, except you piece of shit dinosaurs. Last time you got laid was in 2004 when Dark Souls 1 was cool. Congratulations, you've now published your high school fucking terrible ineptitude into your fucking video game. And you think that people in 2025 want to play Dark Souls bosses. You're fucking dumb, you're out of touch, and you should lose your dynasty.
Hollywood after party. Shoot.
You come taking that swing? I don't know, man. Soul Trials. It's all well and good if you suck dick and you like Soul Trials, but you should make it optional. I thought you guys were getting better, but you're not. More and more gates. More gates that I have to jump through. More hoops that I have to jump through. It's fucking stupid. You know how bad busy work is. You know how bad busy work is. You constantly put us through it all the time with that fucking stupid ass Soul Trials boss. Fucking busy work, you stupid piece of shit developer. Suck my dick for what you're doing to my fucking industry. I hate you so much. Trying to find the free thing on the store. There you go. Oh, this terrible mountain of failure that you built on a shaky foundation of bad design. How long do you think you can build empires on shaky bad design? I think you will lose your legacy because you didn't think of us, you thought of you. Every time I play your game, you make me really angry for no reason. Have you ever considered what you think might be fun isn't fun to us? You haven't. Dear God, let's pray that these piece of shit software developers who make the video games that we are addicted to finally get a clue. Dear God, let us pray that these piece of shit cocksucker software developers who make the games that we're addicted to finally get a clue. Dear God, please let us pray that these piece of shit developers finally get a fucking clue. Let us pray. Let us pray. Go on down to the Church of Software Development on a Sunday, and there they are, marketing fucking titties to children like Jeffrey Epstein. Camp could not be placed. One free camp placement has been granted. That's fine. I mean, you were toxic to me the second I logged in, so we're just gonna get off your fucking game. Sorry. I don't know why you're like this. Nobody knows why you're like this. Nobody knows why you're like this. Why you guys are like this. Nobody knows why you guys are like this, you know? Like, nobody really knows. Is it because you want to steal from children? Why are you so fucking sick and corrupt and shitty and toxic, developer? Nobody knows. It's a mystery for the ages. An enigma wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in a veil.
He was rushed into a limo heading for Canada to start filming for a scary movie. Well, that's until she got a phone call.
At the time, I thought this was like the worst day of my life. I was with my family. We had done so much press. I'd been up since 4 a.m. doing like Regis and Kathy Lee and all the press.
Wow.
I had to wait on the red carpet. They wanted me to wait in my car for like an hour for Brittany to show up so we could do photos together. And I was like, can I just go start doing the press? Like, nope, you gotta wait for Brittany. Then as soon as the movie started, I was whisked away to a limo. I was supposed to go shoot the movie Scary Movie in Vancouver. I was supposed to be the opening, the vivacious, big-breasted one that's like murdered or something.
Oh, yeah, it was Denise Richards, yeah.
And I was put in a limo and taken away, and I just broken up with my boyfriend while we were in the movie, and I'm like crying. So got in the limo, I'm driving to the airport. Now I gotta go fly, shoot this movie. I get a call in the limo on one of those phones.
Yep.
And they're like, you've been fired from the movie. You can go back to your party. Because there was a party at Planet Hollywood, but I wasn't. And they were like putting in my, like some of my clothes were being dedicated to that Planet Hollywood. So they call in the limo and they're like, okay, go to your party. I was like, yes.
I find it really bizarre that Scary Movie would drop Melissa over a Maxim cover. It's not like it was a family-friendly film, but Melissa wasn't bothered by it and headed straight back to her party. She was there for all of a few minutes sipping on a cocktail when her lawyer rushes over to her to let her know not to talk to the press because she is not only being fired from Sabrina, but Archie Comics is suing her for breach of contract.
Oh, no.
So I get a phone call on my cell phone from my mother, my producer, who's like, what did you do? I'm like, I don't know, whatever my publicist told me to do on the red carpet, like, or at the photo shoot. Like, I did a photo shoot for Maxim.
Yeah, why?
Like, what did you
but
do?
this is what baby boomers do. They're like, what did you do? They're like, what did you do? I don't know. Your piece of shit fucking bureaucratic cocksucker world threw me a fucking loop. I don't know. I don't know why you're like this.
I'm like, I don't
what did
know.
you do? I don't know. Why is your industry like this? Why are you like this? You're my mother.
Fired from the show. I'm like, oh my God. I'm
Yeah, what?
fired from my show. I was just fired from the movie. I just broke up with my boyfriend.
Yeah, like what?
Archie Comics, the company that owns the Sabrina character, is very upset. In a recent article, Archie Comics says Melissa's comments about having sex and playing Sabrina drinking games have damaged the wholesome image of the Sabrina character.
But I mean, Sabrina is an actress who has a real life and can speak on camera. You guys are just cancel culture. Even way back then, you're like, you can't do that. You can't risk our image. You can't put our corporate image at risk or whatever, and we'll sue you. And it's like, nah. You know, it's like politics are showbiz for ugly people. Showbiz is politics for beautiful people.
Also, Archie Comics wants...
I don't care about Sabrina, Archie Comics, Marvel, you. I don't even know who this is. I don't care about any of this. It's hilarious. I care about listening to it. What happened? Did you mute it?
Apologize for the nude pictures and interviews in this month's editions of Maxim and Bikini magazines. And I forgot that there's also, look at this. She's all over the place. Should, now listen carefully and think about it. Should a wholesome comic book character be allowed to show off that ass?
Yes, she should.
Argued that
yes.
because the Maxim cover said, quote, Sabrina, your favorite witch, without a stitch. She breached her contract, which specifically said Sabrina the character could not pose nude. But Melissa didn't do the shoot or interview as Sabrina. She had no clue Maxim was going to cash in by plastering her character's name all over it.
I've never heard of anyone being on the cover of a magazine not using their real name. They use Sabrina. And so here they were thinking I'm in breach because I'm playing the character. I was like, no, that was supposed to be me promoting my movie. It wasn't supposed to be the character. I had no control over what they wrote on the cover. For the next few weeks, the top news. I mean, Regis and Kathy Lee talked about it every morning. Jay Leno talked about it every night. Why is she being fired from her show and all the drama?
For the next few weeks, the media continued to blow this story up. All of a sudden, it was headline after headline. For gosh sake, Sabrina, zap something on. When good witches go bad. Driving us perky, Wicked Witch. Teen star conjures up.
Wicked Witch.
And many, many more like it.
Oh, come on. She did Sabrina just fine. She did Clarissa just
I'm not
fine.
doing this for any kind of shock value or to show that I can do this. I'm just trying to have fun.
Yeah, like she is allowed to be a normal person outside of the fucking television set, even if that means drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
More than anything.
Just because you didn't sign up to be a television actress like she did, doesn't mean that she isn't allowed to fucking enjoy sex, drugs, and rock and roll like everybody the fuck else in this fucking planet. I don't care what she does. That's some weird part of your shitty judgment. That's Christians. Christians who can't handle a young girl having sex. It's the same old Christo-fascist cocksuckery.
Company that does my show isn't too happy. Actually,
I don't care that she posed nude for Maxim. They all do that. That's totally fine. That's their culture, not ours. They can do what they want.
A couple of endorsement deals have fallen apart because of it. Bottom line, I'm 23. I can do what I want. It's my career.
What is the controversy about? What do you know?
Just that I'm trying to change my image and that I'm trying to act older and whatnot. But I'm 23. The bottom line is I'm 23 years old. I've always played teenagers, and I'm not a teenager, so
no.
Change your images. You're saying you're growing up and you're not.
Well, I am.
How much longer do you want to do the Teenage Witch, Sabrina?
We've got this season. We're bought out through this season, and then hopefully next season we'll see.
Sabrina, the 23-year-old witch, right? And they feel manipulated and lied to, and they are.
Love the people I work with, so I don't want.
Oh my God, none of these people are teenagers. They are all 24 to age 38. Why are they on a teenage show?
I want to give up on them. And
look, all of them are like 24 to 30, fucking 38, something like that.
I love doing the show.
Why were you guys running a teenage girls television show like you were 24? Anyways.
It's fun. It's great. I get to work with my family.
So do you want to do a few more years or just one more year? What do you
think maybe 2 more years. Go back to school.
Years.
Yeah.
Was that the end of Sabrina? Like, was that
No,
okay, I was going to say.
Nothing came of it, but of course in the moment I didn't know what was going on. And what happened was then it became like they had no ground to stand on. So I wrote an apology letter and it was all gone.
Luckily, in the end, she didn't lose Sabrina, but her career was very, very much impacted. She lost endorsement deals, movie roles, and the very next year, ABC decided it was no longer going to air Sabrina.
The thing
Instead,
went for a
the
long
show was
time.
picked up by the WB, which allowed it to continue on for 3 more years.
You know, the last time you were here, it was just as these sort of revealing pictures came out in Maxim magazine, and it caused a huge. I mean, it was a huge. It wasn't.
I know it became a really big deal. It's funny because it didn't turn out to anything, but I thought it was funny because, it was a men's magazine, and kids ended up seeing it. It became a big thing about, well, kids are going to see her. She's kind of an idol to young kids, and. Kids wouldn't have seen it if the press didn't show it. If like Regis and Kathy Lee didn't hold it up on TV and say, "Look at Melissa." Yeah, there's no way anyone except older males would have seen it.
Older males.
I mean, you regret doing it? Oh no, it was great. I had a great time. It was fun. It did great numbers for my movie. It was like
and
one
they
of the
were
best-selling
great.
Maxims.
Don't let people discourage you from taking your clothes off. I'm totally against it. Now, where were you yesterday? You look like a little bit.
Yesterday, yeah, I was at Disneyland.
Do you get like special treatment because it's Disney, right? It's ABC.
Yeah. Well, I used to because Disney owned ABC, but now that we've moved to the WB, I've kind of lost my Disney connection.
Oh, really?
So I don't really get to. Yeah, I just stand lines now.
Oh.
I'm not bitter.
In 2003, Sabrina the Teenage Witch would come to a very controversial end after 7 seasons and 163 episodes. The final season was widely criticized for focusing on Sabrina in an entirely new setting and without her 2 aunts who usually anchored the show.
What?
The main comedic element was gone.
Oh, that cat is the thing of nightmares. I hated that fucking shitty WB cat. He was so badly fucking done. I was like, I can't look at it. It's like from a video game or something. freaks me out. It looks like something out of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's like,
Sabrina what it was. Regardless, it was the end of an era, but the timing couldn't be more perfect for Melissa. She had just gotten engaged to Mark Wilkerson, and she was stepping into a whole new chapter of her life. When MTV got word of not only Melissa's upcoming wedding, but the ending of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, they had an idea to spin it into a new reality show titled Newlyweds. The offer was so
Oh, that's what
tempting,
Newlyweds
it would cover
was?
a huge chunk of the wedding costs, but Melissa's mom would shut it down. She had perfectly curated Melissa's image.
Oh my God, I know a lady who's so much like this.
Until this point, and letting
oh my God, it's like my mom's best friend.
TV reality cameras come in.
She is a good lady. She's a nurse. Oh my God.
Make an interesting storyline out of their real lives was not in her interest. Thus, Melissa's mom, Paula, shut the entire thing down. She didn't want cameras following Melissa and Mark during their most private moments of their first year of marriage. That's when couples normally try to figure it all out. However, that's what MTV was interested in documenting. And in her book, Melissa revealed that after they passed on the offer, MTV went to Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey instead, which ended up kind of proving Melissa's mom's point. However, Paula Hart did like the idea of turning the wedding into a series, just on her own terms. She pitched ABC a 6-episode special that followed Melissa and Mark as they prepped for the big day, all ending with their grand wedding in Florence, Italy. The show Tying the Knot aired right after Sabrina the Teenage Witch wrapped, giving fans the perfect chance to see Melissa step into her new life. Now, by this point, Melissa was 27 and had been working non-stop since she was 4 years old.
Yeah.
She was ready to step
She was like, please, I need a vacation. You guys won't let me stop.
back from the spotlight and focus on starting.
Oh, you couldn't pay me to. You couldn't pay me. That's one of the reasons why the chat's off. You couldn't pay me to be like this. There's nothing that you could pay me to do to be like this. And I have a fucking strong, fiery firebrand, like celebrity personality. I absolutely do. But I wouldn't want this.
A family.
She, you know, caused a lot of people to reach their dreams. I don't want that kind of pressure. I don't think she did either. I don't think she knew what it was when she signed up for it. I think if you'd ask her now, if you knew what it was, would you have done it still? And she'd be like, yeah, I probably would have done it all the same, because she knows how good the money is and how much it can support you. But I mean, like, overall, I would be like, I don't know. After all of everything that happened, I don't know if I would have taken a life like that. I think I'm happier off in just some normal life.
Next decade, she popped up in a few guest roles.
I'm definitely happier in my normal life now. I don't know if you could call my life that normal, because I don't have any friends. I don't talk to anybody. I have a family who I support, and one family member who I support, and and all of the world is pretty much dead to me except for my inner circle. And you could call that making me a freak, but I think I actually have a fairly normal life. I wake up at like 8:30 in the morning. Well, no, earlier, like 7. My cat wakes me up at 7 in the morning. Oh, it's time to go look for my cat. I'll be right back. Sissy. kitty. Good kitty. Yeah, you happy? I can give you fresh food. Let's give you fresh food, huh? Don't worry. Yep, we're gonna get you a brand new thing of food. I know you've been out there a while. Don't you worry, kitty, we got you. We love you where we're from. You're my family. You're my family, kitty. You know what I'm saying, kitty? Okay, it's a sissy special. All right, there you go. Okay, fresh food, fresh water, kitty's all set. We love the sissy. We love her. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So as I was saying, I'm a simple man. Excuse me. Clean my camera lens here. I'm a simple man. I wake up at like about 7 in the morning these days, but it wasn't always like that. Some days I would go 27 hours in a row or 36 hours and it just go nuts. But I mean, like, I was working something out of my system when that would happen. These days I'm a lot more like stable. And having a normal schedule, waking up at like 7:30 in the morning, waking up with the sunrise, going out, walking for 2 hours or you know, just doing the day. If I have something to do, it takes up all of my energy for the day. So I don't go walking if I have to go to the dump 2 or 3 times. Or vice versa. If I walk, I don't want to go to the dump. Because just, you know, I walk for 5 miles, it wipes you out. It's just like, and so I kind of counterbalance that. But then those are weird parts of my life. But overall, like, I would say I have a pretty normal schedule for a single man. It's actually kind of interesting. And when I reached that, I began to understand how toxic most modern game development is, how toxic Bullet Sponge actually is. I don't need your mobs to be Bullet Sponge. You know, you are artificially stacking the time book against us. You know, you didn't do content, you did Bullet Sponge.
movies like 2007.
Like that, like I know what those soul trials are. They're like, come back when you're higher, but I mean, like, I don't want to come back when I'm higher. I just want to pass this and get through the MSQ in like 2 sittings and then go on and enjoy the game how I like to play it. But they're like, nah, slow down and bang your head on the boss for 2 hours, get angry and quit. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't think I want that. I don't think I want that. I'll go back in and I'll chop trees, and because I can get XP chopping trees, I'll be happy, and I'll come back and I'll kill the boss like 2 levels higher or whatever. I'll go do what I normally do in New World and I'll be happier, but I mean, it's like, God damn it, man. Like, I want to just get through the boss so I can keep doing the MSQ. Your terrible fucking gateway design is terrible. It's like there's constantly gated stuff that you have to like do. That's totally a gate for no reason at all.
Handcuffs with Mario Lopez, and it had a few more adult jokes.
It's hard. I'm not saying what they do is easy. It's not, but I mean, they could do it with a little bit more, like, what's the word? Grace? Or I don't know about grace. It's like consideration. They need to do it with a little bit more awareness.
Usual ABC family movie. It actually ended up being a total smash hit.
I've gone off and done a few TV movies and just projects.
Oh, I've not seen that. What is it?
In there.
But her career has taken a backseat to her family. A recent move from California to Connecticut.
Connecticut. That's a weird place to go. Wow.
Why the star would leave Hollywood.
Oh, she's all happy.
She says her husband Mark is from the South and never felt settled on the West Coast. That's why they decided to head east.
It's definitely a great, like, family feel. You know, Connecticut has that. I just feel like there's so many hobbies. There's so much to do. The kids will have great schools, and we've already made great friends out of our neighbors. Like, and we already know who the boys are going to go to school with on the school bus.
And even when she's training with her dancing partner, Mark Ballas, Melissa keeps her kids very close.
I'll get to be a stay-at-home mom, read a book again someday at the beach while my kids play and surf.
In 2009, Melissa was ready to come back to the world of Hollywood. She competed on season 9 of Dancing with the Stars and starred in another ABC TV movie alongside Joey Lawrence titled My Fake Fiancé. Joey Lawrence and Melissa Joan Hart had actually known each other since they were 6 years old in the New York kids commercial circuit. They'd been friends for many, many years. So when My Fake Fiancé debuted to huge numbers on ABC, it led to a spin-off sitcom called Melissa and Joey.
This August, meet Mel. Woohoo! For her, raising teenagers is hard work.
Don't torch the place?
Yes. So she needed a little help. Instead, she got Joey.
Oh, gross.
A new ABC Family original comedy.
You ever work with kids?
Are you kidding? Right out of college, I ran a youth center downtown. I was Charles friggin' in charge.
Oh, you're perfect. There's just one little detail. I don't really like you.
Together, they...
Oh, I don't really like you. And she doesn't either. That was mean.
Raising a new kind of family.
How did you talk her into going down there?
I paid her $50.
My mother is a mean girl, and like, but she was a very successful mean girl. And women scare me. They don't scare me, but they're like. Their cruel honesty can be very, very scary for me, because I'm like, I don't know. Most times when they tell me something, they have something bad to say and they're like cruelly honest about it, and it's like, like that. It's like, one more thing, I don't really like you, and it's like, yeah.
A bribe?
Melissa Joan Hart.
So is this how you ran your youth center right out of college?
Joey Lawrence.
Oh, please, there was no youth center.
The world premiere.
Oh, please, there was
Melissa
no
and
youth
Joey.
Did your hair get sick of you and leave?
This is a choice.
Every show you start out, you know, skill hasn't.
I can't believe you made this piece of shit. Why did you make this? Oh
This
my
goes into
God.
pieces. It's like, ooh, we're gonna do a pilot. Let's do one episode and see if people like it.
No, and then they put toes in the water and they thought, oh, she might have a resurgence, but no, it's Melissa Joan Hart. Nobody has any idea who she is past 2008 or something, and we're in 2000 and what is this? 2016. Another 8 years have passed since she's been relevant, and she's doing like ABC movies and stuff, TV movies and stuff. And you think that she's gonna resurrect up Melissa and Joey? No. I don't need some middle-aged white lady. If I did, it would be like Natalie Portman, not her.
and then you're like, oh, I hope that gets picked up. And then you're like, oh, we got a first season. We got.
I don't know. Who's a good middle-aged white woman? Somebody my age, right? What's her name? She was the star of Kids, and she was in American Horror Story a lot, and I can't think of her fucking name right now. Chloe Sevigny. It is an example of somebody I would have been okay with making a resurrection, and she did too. She did on American Horror Story. She did really well. Like Melissa was a teen heartthrob who was bouncing to the to the Tiger Beat set, and that's okay. But like, I don't need her 20 years later. I don't need her. We had better stuff by that age. I think the girls had better people, or at least they had like Drake and Josh and stuff like that. People their own age. I don't need Melissa Joan Hart to like, appeal to me with a King of Queens television show. I really don't need that.
You get the backside of that season, and then you get the next 12, and then it's like, all right, let's hope we get a second season, and now here we are at 100. It's like 6 years of hoping and praying, and here we are.
Yeah, and you guys just want.
She shows signs of meth abuse, and I've always thought the same of who plays Mary Jane. I can't think of her name, but I've always thought that these girls are really big druggies. You can see it in the way they move and in the way they talk. There's like cocaine and speed there.
People's Choice Award.
They're kind of herky-jerky. She's nervous because she's on camera, but she's also an ex-drug addict. You can see it in the way she moves.
Melissa told
you can see it in the way I move and talk too. It's like this hyperactive, little bit abrasive.
If she was going to do a sitcom again, the character had to be a hot mess who didn't have their shit together. That's
your feet are
exactly
cold,
what she got
kitty.
with Melissa.
Hi.
And what was her favorite character to play? Melissa and Jenny
Let's pause it and let's just focus on the kitty. Yeah, shall we focus on the kitty for a little while? Oh, I think we shall. Let's deactivate and give you some stardom, kitty. Yeah, hi. You want to say hello, kitty? Oh, hello. Oh, purr. Yeah, purr for me, kitty. Oh, I love my kitty. Yeah, I came to find you. Do you hang out way out there by the road? Because you were like way out there by the road when I found you. What were you doing out there, kitty? You're such an interesting little kitty. You like roam the land like some kind of warden. You're like a game warden. That's one of the reasons she loves me, is I'm not fucking totally blind to how cool she is. Most other humans are just like, oh, she's a good mouser. She's a good kitty. But me, I know that she lives this ninja life. She is totally like Oran Ishii from Kill Bill. She's totally like Oran Ishii. She has a life like that, kind of. She's insane. She's such a little ninja kitty. Like, I went looking for her, and she was out there by the road, which is such a long walk from here. It's like 150 meters or something dumb. And I came walking up there, and I was like, I know you're up here. I know. And then I see her eyes in my flashlight, which is a dead giveaway of the kitty. Yeah, it's a dead giveaway of the kitty. Oh, cuddle the camera, kitty. Yes, give them some love and purr for them. Let's give you a microphone and a camera, kitty. You want some microphone and camera? Yeah. You gonna stay with me? Oh, you cute little kitty. Okay, I've used you on stream too much. I'm terribly sorry. I'm gonna take it back. I dropped the microphone. I'm sorry. Gotta be quiet about it. There. Is that right? Are you in the thing? No, you're not in the thing. I need you in the thing. Okay, in the thing there. Okay, I scared the kitty. Mission successful. So,
and for 4 seasons.
I can't believe you got 4 seasons out of this, because they were bored at that point. They were all like 24. They all had kids, so they were just watching these terrible television shows.
Of 104 episodes before getting canceled in 2015.
Well, they're doing Sabrina without us.
I heard that
They're doing like a
because
teen
of Riverdale.
soap. Yeah, they're doing like a
bringing
teen
back
soapy version of like a drama. Yeah, like a drama soap opera.
I hear it's going to be very dark.
Yeah, so ours was obviously a comedy. You know, it was like a light comedy about magic. Yeah, theirs is going to be like more witchcraft. I think it's going to be much more like teen soapy kind of thing.
Well, they got to bring you back because you're the Sabrina expert. We need you on that show, right,
That's
guys?
not up
Let's
to
start
me.
a
I don't know.
petition. Yeah.
In 2017, it was announced that Netflix was releasing The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. This was based on the Archie.
That girl loves Melissa Joan Hart. It's funny. You can see it. She's like, I really like you.
It was a totally different version of Sabrina altogether. But that left fans of the OG Sabrina.
I really like Melissa Joan Hart. I have a very, very high opinion of her. She was one of the most bravest actresses of all time, in my opinion, because she just trundled out in front of fucking, Nickelodeon at like 5:30 right after Rugrats and fucking Doug and like, oh God, what else was it? It was like, what's that one I'm trying to think of? I can't think of it. It's Doug and Rugrats, and there was a bunch of them. I can't think of all of them right now. There was a lot of them. And she was like, "Hi, I'm Clarissa Explains It All. Here's my brother Ferguson. Here's my fucking family and all this. And I live in this room and I'm way cooler than them." And anytime she wanted some kind of artwork or television or clothing or fashion or music and it was also kind of a Family Matters type sitcom too. But it was also like really creative in terms of its like visual art and what she wanted. And she was like delivering female culture to girls who really, really needed it. And even as a boy, I thought her incredibly brave. I did. I was like, Jesus Christ, it's just like showing America how to be a young little girl. And being like, I would say that she was the first influencer. I would say the first influencer of all time was Melissa Joan Hart. Kind of crazy to say it, but I mean, she was the first influencer in the respect that she was the first girl in the modern age. Or maybe it was Alex Mack. It might have been Alex Mack, but right around that age of Nickelodeon, right before the internet and stuff. We all knew it was something big was going to happen, and it was the internet. We just didn't know what it was going to be. And so then, so these girls like Alex Mack and motherfucking Clarissa Explains It All, they like took over the known culture world for a while. And even the boys were watching them because it was just like, because the shows were entertaining. They were kind of formulaic and a little bit kitschy and sort of tongue-in-cheek and a little bit Christian, I would say. Frankly, Christian. They were kind of like Walt Disney Christian in a way. They were like very wholesome, never threatening, nothing bad ever happens. But that's okay. I didn't mind that for a television show like that. And I thought her sense of fashion was what was so striking about her. You could see that every episode she had like 5 or 10 outfits that she wore that were like some of the best in the world. They gave her access to a very good closet. And even as a boy, I appreciated it. I was like, that girl is the most sharply dressed human on the planet, maybe, And I respect it. She was up there with Ariana Grande. There was all these other Nickelodeon, people that were like super cultural icons for us. And I do have a lot of appreciation for her because she is my age. She's probably right around my age. She's probably about 40 some odd years now.
With the original cast could ever happen. According to Melissa, that was...
See, there's all the outfits they did. You can see it. Like all the outfits that she wore. And each one represented a different clique that Clarissa herself had in her head. She was like, here's Button Down, here's Jazzy, here's Happy, here's Sad, here's Funeral, all of it. It was all there. It was like every mood that she had a different mode of dress. And you can see it right there in the television credits that they were trying to they were trying to show girls this like way to be girls. And I have a lot of respect for that, being trendsetters.
Impossible.
There she goes, like, here's me being you know, Jackie O. She did Jackie O. I had no idea who Jackie O was, but I knew that Clarissa explained it all, dressed like her.
The red tape. Every now and then, the cast does find a way to come together.
Yeah, when you come back, you begin to realize there was a ton of super good, talented women on that show.
Giving fans a little taste.
I didn't watch Sabrina, but I did watch Clarissa, just because Clarissa was like the biggest show on Nickelodeon, I think, of all time. I mean, it was the one that kind of swept it off into the fucking sunset. It blew the television. I mean, she did have the biggest show, I think, on you know, network television. It was kind of insane.
The Sabrina magic once again.
But I mean, it was all kids like my age, like maybe 10.
These days, Melissa.
But we have a big number. You'll see us show up at leftist events every once in a while, and you'll begin to understand that there's like a lot of power and a lot of strength in what the right wings say all the fucking time, because they have to back it up with bullying and anger and condemnation and judgment and stuff. But then when you actually see leftist numbers, it'll blow your fucking mind. We're kind of like the Horde. We just show up and you're like, oh my God, there's 300,000 people that don't want you telling them what to do about drugs, or there's like, you know, 50,000 people that really don't want you like taking the Mexicans out of Portland or whatever. It's kind of insane.
Joan Hart still pops up in...
I saw something funny today, which was the Portland Frogs. We're gonna go skip to that real quick, but the Portland Frogs was a really good story. I'm gonna pop it off of the big face now. But yeah, anyways, so sorry about that. I forgot I was on Big Face, but I don't care either. Portland protest frogs, right? Yep. Portland protest frogs. Oh, all the Portland protesters dressed not all of them, but a bunch of Portland protesters dressed up like frogs this week. Oh my God, he pepper sprayed the vent into the guy's suit so they could reach him to cause him to disperse, because he's like a furry or something. They sprayed his butthole. Oh, that's so bad. He's gonna have to vacate the suit now. Why? There they are.
Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public. Stay out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic. Remain on the sidewalk or across the street. Anyone to include the press.
I love this. This is so what this situation is. You guys think that we're the jackbooted thugs that are scaring everybody, but you're the people dressed in black with guns, pointing guns at us and screaming at us as we dress up like frogs. It's like we're not the bad people. You're the bad people. You can see it right here. Who's scarier, the people dressed up like frogs and cartoon characters like Disney, or the people in black with these guns? What do you think? Choose a side. I'm going with the frogs. I go with the frogs every time. You're just going to get shot if you do anything else. I'm going with the frogs. The bears and the raccoons. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Why are you doing this to your own people?
The occasional TV movie for networks like Lifetime, but she really shifted her focus to producing and directing, and she seems to love being behind the camera just as much as she ever did in front of it. While the early 2000s brought their fair share of controversies, from Wild Nights Out to almost getting fired from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
What? She can't party? We all party. Why can't she party like it's 1999? Come on, Prince wrote a song about it. It was 1999. Prince wrote a song about the years she was partying. I know because she's born like the same year as me and shit. And she was like 19 years old and she was partying in 1999. Come on, man. Like for 20 years, they had been telling her to party like it's 1999. In the year 1999, she probably cocaine and drank and partied, you know? It's like they told us to party like it was 1999, so we did.
Casting spells on Friday nights. Melissa Joan Hart wasn't just a part of our childhood TV lineup, she helped define it, leaving a massive mark as the true 1990s sitcom queen. It still makes us all nostalgic to this day. Anyway, my name's Jake, and this has been Deep Dive.
This was good. It was good. It was very reminiscent. I don't think I would have normally done a journey like this, but I didn't know that Sabrina went through all of those crazy things.
It's an insurrection, rebellion.
Ice, eat my fucking ass, you fucking shitheads.
Anarchy in the streets. Oh, did you?
The only ice I need is for these
when the country
nips.
descended into lawlessness, where you're scrolling on your phone when it all went down. Hate it when that happens, or doesn't happen, because a lot of the things the president says are not real.
Portland is burning to the ground. It's insurrectionists all over the place.
Like that. That never happened. But the Trump administration says the president has the absolute right to declare an emergency based on stuff he just made up, and no court can stop him. And he's reportedly considering invoking the Insurrection Act to allow him to put soldiers on American streets to act as policemen.
Well, I'd do it if it was necessary. So far, it hasn't been necessary. But we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up.
This was good, Kitty.
I mean,
it was
I
good.
Make sure that people aren't killed.
Yeah, we do have an Insurrection Act for a reason, and that reason is not because the president makes up stories about roving bands of black-clad Antifa members burning down cities. But you can't talk about the Insurrection Act without first talking about the Posse Comitatus Act. In the United States, the military does not engage in civilian law enforcement. Back in ye olde England, the local lawman would call up a crew of able-bodied men to enforce the law and hunt down criminals. On this side of the Atlantic, the sheriff's posse was a regular fixture of the American West. But after the Civil War, southern states didn't want the federal government using the military to enforce desegregation. And so Congress passed the Posse Comitatus Act in 1878 to make sure that the former Confederacy could implement Jim Crow laws, ensuring that formerly enslaved Black Americans could never vote or exercise political power. The act is just one sentence. It says, whoever, except in cases and under circumstances expressly authorized by the Constitution or act of Congress, willfully uses any part of the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, or the Space Force as a posse comitatus, or otherwise to execute the laws, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 2 years or
the
both.
Space
And
Force.
despite its sordid origins, the Posse Comitatus Act has become a pillar of American civil-military relations. In this country, the military does not enforce the law. We do not have soldiers in the street. We have civilian law enforcement, both federal and state. And the military has its own justice system, separate and distinct from civil courts. But Donald Trump has never understood this. Way back in 2013, he tweeted, "We need our troops on the streets of Chicago, not in Syria." That would have been entirely illegal.
That is true.
In 2013, Trump was just a civilian, so it didn't
It is true. I'd rather they were in Chicago than Syria. I mean, yeah, that's true.
Today, it matters. But Trump's understanding
But I mean, it's
of
out of
military
context.
relations has not evolved.
And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. As president, I will never hesitate to defend our people from threats of violence, from the horrible plague that's taking place from within.
No, we cannot use American cities as training grounds for our military. Are you crazy? This isn't the Hunger Games. We have millions of civilian law enforcement officers whose actual job is to wield the police power to ensure that people follow the law. And if you think that crime rates are a good metric for how good a job cops are doing, well, crime rates are down everywhere, particularly in cities. But that's just in the real world. Over at the White House,
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse.
because of DC's unique status as a federally controlled city that is part of no state, the president was able to call up the DC National Guard and even send in guard troops from other states. There wasn't a tremendous amount for them to do in a city of just 700,000 people, though, but that didn't stop Trump from taking credit for ending crime in the nation's capital.
The capital of America was a bloodthirsty, horrible, dangerous place, one of the worst. And now it's a crime-free city, and we're going to keep it that way.
Again, he did not end crime in D.C., but that did not stop him from threatening to deploy the military in other Democratic states and cities. It is getting crazy out there, and so now is probably a good time to wipe all your personal and private information off the internet. Your cell phone number, home address, email address, private social media accounts, and tons of sensitive data are shockingly easy to purchase by anybody online. But you can fight back and take control of your private information by signing up for today's sponsor, Incogni. Incogni wipes your personal data from the internet by searching the internet, reaching out to data brokers and websites directly on your behalf, and forcing them to remove your private information. If they resist, Incogni will take care of that too, because Incogni fights back. But what makes Incogni truly powerful in taking back control of your privacy is the custom removals feature. It allows you to flag an unlimited number of sites where your data is exposed, and you can even have Incogni's privacy experts review and tackle the most uncooperative data brokers and people search sites. I've been using Incogni for a while now. In that time, you can see I've been on hundreds of lists, some of which had a high sensitivity score, meaning the broker had tons of data on me. Luckily, Incogni has completed hundreds of takedowns for me. I could never do this myself, so thank you to Incogni for weeks of work and adding me to over 40 suppression lists. And Incogni will continue to conduct ongoing removals because even if the broker removes your data once, they can collect it and publish it again. So if online privacy is important to you, give Incogni a try. If you scan the code on screen or click on the link in the description, you'll get 60% off their annual unlimited plan. Or try Incogni risk-free for 30 days. If you decide you want to keep it, you'll still get a 60% discount so long as you use our code LegalEagle, one word. So sign up for Incogni or we will see you in court. So much of what Trump has done in the past 9 months has rested on emergency powers delegated by Congress. We got constantly shifting tariffs because of the emergency trade deficit. We shipped a bunch of Venezuelan men, most of whom had never been arrested, to Skycatlive prison in El Salvador because Trump said we were being invaded by the Venezuelan government and invoked the Alien Enemies Act. Trump declares an energy emergency to override all environmental regulations. It's clear that Congress believed two things when it drafted those emergency power statutes. First, legislators assumed that the president would act in good faith and not just pull the alarm bell and shout emergency every time he wanted to do stuff that would otherwise be illegal. Second, they took as a given that future Congresses would jealously guard their own power and revoke that emergency authority if the president misused it. Obviously, they bet wrong there too. And maybe those legislators believed a third thing, which is that courts would put a stop to any blatant abuse of emergency authority. Sadly, none of that turned out to be true. Instead, the president is treating endemic issues like acute ones, and he says that his own subjective or even blatantly false characterization of an emergency is the final word and cannot be reviewed by any court. So if he says Portland's on fire and needs the military to keep order, then it's on fire and no court can say, what? No, it's not, and block him from sending in troops. One of these emergency delegations of authority by Congress is 10 U.S.C. Section 12406, which empowers the president to take control of state militias in case of invasion, rebellion, or when he is unable with regular forces to execute the laws of the United States. That was the authority Trump relied on to federalize California's National Guard. DHS surged ICE agents into the greater LA area, and they encountered random pockets of sporadic violence, which were immediately quelled by the LAPD and the LA Sheriff's Department. Trump seized on that moment of violence as justification to send in the National Guard and Marines. The Justice Department argued that the president's declaration that he's unable to execute the laws is unreviewable by any court. Here, have a video. Have two. The Ninth Circuit said that courts do have the right to review the president's determination under 12406, but that it wasn't totally crazy to say that the rioting in LA hindered the president's ability to execute the laws, and so the deployment of the National Guard was legal. Notably, even guardsmen legally deployed under Section 12406 are subject to the Posse Comitatus Act. The state of California sued, alleging that virtually everything the Guard was doing on the ground in Los Angeles violated that law. And Judge Charles Breyer agreed. He said defendants systematically used armed soldiers whose identity was often obscured by protective armor and military vehicles to set up protective perimeters and traffic blockades, engage in crowd control, and otherwise demonstrate a military presence in and around Los Angeles. In short, defendants violated the Posse Comitatus Act. He based that in part on this training slide. See how it's got a list of prohibited law enforcement activities, but 4 of them are highlighted in red? The judge found that the troops were orally instructed that the 4 functions listed in red, security patrols, traffic control, crowd control, and riot control, were subject to a so-called constitutional exception to the Posse Comitatus Act. Essentially, the Defense Department took the position that when federal agents or facilities were under attack, troops are allowed to engage in these law enforcement functions, which may make sense, except that the government took the position that wherever federal personnel go, National Guard troops can accompany them and establish perimeter control, engage in crowd control, and otherwise perform any functions necessary to ensure the execution of federal functions and the safety of federal personnel. And in fact, they argue that even when there is no threat to the safety or security of federal personnel or property, the mere possibility that federal law enforcement agents might not be able to do their job could justify deployment of National Guard troops as a preventative measure, which means that the exception functionally swallows the rule, and they can violate the Posse Comitatus Act at will. The Ninth Circuit stayed that ruling by Judge Breyer and has not yet addressed it as of this recording. So as of today, Guard troops can and are doing things which a court has found violate the Posse Comitatus Act. But remember up top when Trump said he might invoke the Insurrection Act if courts didn't let him do what he wants? That is what he means. Okay, but let's come back to that in a sec, because first we need to talk about Portland and Chicago, the next 2 cities where Trump wants to send in troops. On the campaign trail, Trump promised to solve crime in a matter of weeks through the judicious application of police brutality.
I'm going to go out to faction warfare.
One day, like one real rough, nasty day. Now, if you had one really violent day, one rough hour, and I mean real rough, the word will get out and immediately.
But he's been in the White House for 9 months, and he's still banging that drum.
We've been living through a horrific cycle of political violence in this country. Night after night, Antifa wreaks havoc on our streets of our cities.
What?
Again, there is no Antifa crime wave. That is totally made up. There is absolutely no evidence that the man who killed Democratic lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, Mark, was affiliated with anti-fascist movements. And there's no evidence that Portland, Oregon is under siege by Antifa. It looks like what happened is that Fox News aired this video on the evening of September 4th.
I watched today. I didn't know that was continuing to go on, but Portland is unbelievable what's going on. Destruction of the city. That was not on my list, Portland, but when I watched television last night, what they've done to that place is it's like living in hell.
That footage is from protests outside the local ICE detention center in 2020. Nothing like that has taken place in years, but President Couch Potato saw it and decided that the city was on fire now. On September 27th, Trump ordered Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth to flood Portland with troops, and the next day, Hegseth issued a memo to Oregon's Governor Tina Kotek purporting to federalize 200 troops pursuant to Section 12406. The state filed suit to block the president seizing control of its militia, noting that the Portland police had consistently made themselves available to the federal agents stationed at the ICE facility in their town, and they'd received 0 requests for assistance since June, when there were a few minor acts of vandalism by protesters. The lawless mayhem and attacks on ICE agents Trump talks about never happened. Although Kristi Noem has been creating content with conservative podcaster Benny Johnson, trying to whip up terror about guys in inflatable frog and chicken costumes.
Man in the chicken outfit, I just seen him now. Goodness sakes. He could do better. It's too bad they're uneducated and ill-informed.
Judge Karen Immergut, a Trump appointee to the federal court in Oregon, held a hearing and issued a temporary restraining order barring the federalization of the state's guard.
You're
As
so
she pointed
mean.
out, Section 12406 requires a presidential determination that there's rebellion, or at a minimum that he can't carry out the laws. And that's just not the reality on the ground, where the protests in Portland have generally involved fewer than 50 people and have been wholly peaceful. In the entire month before Trump called up the guard, there were 4 incidents of protesters clashing with federal agents. The first involved protesters setting up a makeshift guillotine to intimidate federal officials. The second involved 4 people shining overpowered flashlights in the eyes of drivers. The third involved someone posting a photograph of an unmarked ICE vehicle online. And the last involved additional drivers having flashlights shown in their eyes. And then, when the Trump administration tried to get around that order by deploying National Guard troops from other states like Texas, Judge Immergut held an emergency hearing on Sunday night and issued a second TRO to block the deployment of any state's militia inside Oregon. The judge was big mad, and when a judge reminds you that you are an officer of the court, repeatedly Well, she's not asking because she thinks your arguments are consistent with the ethical practice of law. But the Ninth Circuit was apparently not convinced. The appeals court has not issued a ruling as of this recording, but we did watch the oral argument on October 9, and it seemed like the panel was leaning pretty heavily in favor of letting the president deploy the guard.
That's a little bit of the irony here is that because the president acted in June in LA, I mean, I don't know that we have I don't know, but it seems like we don't have the same level of violence going on in LA right now. But the president acted when there was violence, and you're saying, well, if you don't hit it within a narrow window, you lose your right. That just seems unnaturally constrained.
Well, what we have is the finding from the district court that the federal law enforcement officers, unaided by military forces, were capable of not only quelling the violence in June, but also preventing it through September. These are
I'd like to ask you about some specific facts that I don't think are disputed. So the facility was forced to close. It was inoperable for almost a month, from
BRB?
June 13th to July 7th. And the declarations from the director of the Federal Protective Services and the field operations director from DHS state that the facility only reopened because of a surge of 115 Federal Protective Services officers to Portland, right? So those are facts that occurred, but that the district judge didn't consider because she apparently viewed them as out of time, that this had occurred. Are those not facts that are relevant to just for the president to determine the threat?
If we said forces are allowed, and then what, we come back the next day and say, oh, well, you got it under control. Now they're not allowed. Then it goes back up. Oh, they're allowed. I mean, it just seems like such a tortured reading of the statute. I mean, I'm not even sure President Lincoln would have been able to bring in forces when he did, because he'd have to wait. You know, if he didn't do it immediately after Fort Sumter, your argument would be, oh, things are okay right now.
So it seems pretty likely that soldiers will soon be patrolling the streets of Portland, keeping America safe from the dangerous scourge of people dressed as unicorns and dinosaurs. Meanwhile, the president has set his sights on Chicago as the next city to get troops in the streets. Trump has long fantasized about militarizing law enforcement in the Windy City. In 2022, he said that the president would have no choice but to send the National Guard to Chicago to fight crime. Now, granted, crime is down in Chicago by a lot. And even if it weren't, it would still violate the Posse Comitatus Act to send in the National Guard to stop it.
And this cannot go on anymore. Every other approach has been considered and tried, and they've tried the weak approach. They've been trying it for years, and really trying it over the last couple of years, and it's not working. It's time to go a different direction. And only one option remains. The next president
Poverty.
needs to send the National
Money.
Guard to the most dangerous neighborhoods in Chicago until safety can be successfully restored, which can happen very, very quickly.
And remember, soldiers are not policemen. They're not trained to enforce the law or even to obey it. Civilian law enforcement officers are
or even to obey
what
it.
constitutes grounds
Oh
for
my God, I didn't even
engagement
think
with the
about
public
that.
when you can engage in a high-speed chase of a suspect. That's not what the National Guard does, and it's frankly not what ICE does either.
Oh, what? Y'all some crazy. Y'all got no heart, for real. No heart. No heart.
And it's important to note that the rhetoric coming out of the Trump administration about Chicago doesn't really have anything to do with immigration enforcement. Remember, the reason they gave for deploying troops to LA was that ICE agents weren't able to conduct raids fast enough because of the protesters, and the reason they needed to go into Portland because of the non-existent attacks on the ICE facility. What's the emergency here in Chicago? Why is Customs and Border Patrol riding around on the Chicago River loaded for bear? Here, the pretext involves protests outside an ICE facility in Broadview, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. Those protests have been minor, but that hasn't stopped federal officials from unleashing indiscriminate volleys of pepper balls, rubber bullets, and tear gas. Here they are shooting a priest in the head with a pepper ball as he prays in front of the facility. On October 4th, Hegseth sent a memo to Illinois demanding to federalize 300 of the state's National Guard. 2 days later, the state sued, seeking a temporary restraining order to block deployment of soldiers in the state, alleging that it would violate the terms of Section 12406, the 10th Amendment, and the Posse Comitatus Act. President Trump claims that Governor Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson have refused to protect ICE agents in Illinois from Antifa mobs. He even demanded that they be arrested. In reality, local and state police have actively worked to interpose themselves between protesters and federal agents, and claims that the federal government is unable to execute the laws are pretty substantially undercut by DHS's constant press releases bragging about the wild success of its Chicagoland operation, which they've dubbed Midway Blitz, and saying stuff like, Antifa and their friends haven't stopped us. They're not even slowing us down. ICE certainly doesn't seem to be intimidated. On September 29th, DHS used Black Hawk helicopters to raid an entire apartment building. As the state notes, while it is not clear whether any part of that conduct was within any lawful federal authority, defendants were not impeded in executing this large-scale planned operation. Illinois argues that the Trump administration can't claim it needs to call up troops to execute the laws while simultaneously patting itself on the back for what a good job it's doing executing those laws. On October 10th, Judge April Perry issued a temporary restraining order barring the federalization of Illinois' National Guard. She said that the government had failed to demonstrate that it was unable to execute the laws as required under Section 12406. Here, defense have made no attempt to rely on the regular forces before resorting to the federalization of the National Guard, nor do defendants argue, nor is there any evidence to suggest that the president is incapable with the regular forces of executing the laws. Therefore, the statutory predicate contained within Section 124063 has not been met on that basis alone. That order was partially stayed by the Seventh Circuit, which allowed the Guard troops to be federalized but not deployed and sent out into the streets. We will see what happens there. I think Spencer's got a video on the hopper on that one. But what if courts tell Trump no? What if this move to use the military to enforce immigration laws by protecting ICE agents does get blocked by the judges? Well, then we're going to be in uncharted territory. The most important thing to know about the Insurrection Act is that it is an exception to the Posse Comitatus Act. If the president invokes the Insurrection Act, he can send troops into the cities to enforce the law. So you could potentially have the military conducting immigration raids in major U.S. cities. Lots of media commentators refer to that as a major escalation, but I do not get paid to spout euphemisms, so I'm going to tell it to you straight. That would be a fucking nightmare, and it's one that may be coming sooner than we think. Recently, Trump posted an attorney general's opinion from 1965 advising President Johnson on the legality of invoking the Insurrection Act to protect civil rights protesters on their march from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama, which is kind of amazing from a guy who wanted to invoke the Insurrection Act to disperse the mostly peaceful protests in 2020 after George Floyd was murdered by police in Minneapolis. But let's go back to the beginning. After the Revolutionary War, the brand new American government needed cash to pay its war debt, and so it imposed an excise tax on domestically produced distilled spirits, aka whiskey. Farmers in Western Pennsylvania decided they just weren't going to pay it, and sometimes they attacked the tax collector to get their point across. After 3 years of increasing violence, President George Washington raised a militia to go put down this whiskey rebellion. Those troops were convened pursuant to the Militia Act of 1792, which required a Supreme Court justice to concur that there was rebellion in the land, and Justice James Wilson did just that in 1794. That law was the predecessor to the Insurrection Act of 1807, which allows the president to call up the military in cases of insurrection, rebellion against the government, or inability to execute the law. Note that this version of the statute does not require buy-in from the Supreme Court. Multiple presidents have invoked the Insurrection Act when faced with local refusal to enforce the law. In the modern era, Presidents Eisenhower, Kennedy, and Johnson relied on the Insurrection Act when they summoned the militia to enforce court orders mandating desegregation in the southern states. But remember, in those cases, federal troops were sent in because local governments refused to enforce federal law.
Oh, you bumped my camera.
Segregation now, segregation tomorrow, and segregation forever.
What?
That was Governor George Wallace, who stood in the door of the University of Alabama and blocked black students from entering. Arkansas Governor Orville Faubus used his state's National Guard to block the desegregation of Little Rock High School. That was actual refusal to comply with a federal law and a direct order of the Supreme Court. President George H.W. Bush invoked the Insurrection Act to quell riots in Los Angeles after white police officers were acquitted of the brutal beating of Rodney King. But that was a breakdown of law and order entirely unlike what we're seeing anywhere in America today. Trump is defining insurrection down to people shining flashlights in ICE agents' faces and blocking the driveway to a detention center in an act of civil disobedience. And let's be clear, Trump has been talking about the Insurrection Act since the very first day he was sworn in. long before any of these protests took place. On January 20th, he signed a declaration of a national emergency at the southern border and instructed the Secretaries of Defense and Homeland Security to submit a joint report regarding additional actions that may be necessary to obtain complete operational control of the southern border, including whether to invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807. Of course, Illinois is nowhere near the southern border, but it's not a lawless hellhole either. So the question here is essentially, what will courts do if Trump invokes the Insurrection Act and claims authority to use troops to enforce laws in crowded urban areas? Will they accept absolutely any law breaking as sufficient predicate for the president to claim he can't execute the law and has to bring in the military? What if the president really believes that Antifa or gang members or little green men from Mars are burning down a city? Is that good enough? Can the president's alternative facts satisfy a court? The signs here are not good. Multiple panels on the Ninth Circuit have now said that the president can call up troops on the flimsiest of pretexts. More or less any impediment to executing the law is good enough to satisfy the preconditions of Section 12406. Trial judges have pointed out the problem with this argument. In California, the government argued that it could have deported more people faster if not for the protest. Judge Breyer noted that even assuming that defendants are correct, the statute, that is 12406, does not allow for the federalizing of the National Guard when the president faces obstacles that cause him to underperform in executing the laws. Nor does the statute allow for the federalizing of the National Guard when the president faces some risk in executing the laws, though, of course, federal employees should never have to fear danger when performing their jobs. The statute requires that the president be unable to execute the laws of the United States. That did not happen here. But the appeals court disagreed and allowed the president to federalize California's National Guard. In Illinois, Judge April Perry pointed out that the logical end of the government's argument is that any violation of federal law is sufficient justification for militarization, right? I mean, by that logic, Trump is allowed to call up the National Guard every time someone doesn't show up for jury duty. Meanwhile, the administration keeps pointing generally to crime and saying that it would justify sending soldiers into the streets.
Crime has gotten out of control in our cities because our ICE agents, the people who are enforcing our immigration laws, have faced a 1,000% increase in violent attacks against them. We have people right now who are going out there, who are doing the job the president asked them to do, who are enforcing our immigration laws.
These trees give life modes.
They're being beaten, they're being shot at. The problem here is not the Insurrection Act or whether we actually invoke it or not. The problem is the fact that the entire media in this country, cheered on by a few far-left lunatics, have made it okay to tee off on American law enforcement. We cannot accept that in the United States of America.
Yeah, we can't just let that stuff go unrebutted here.
Well, you just heard a tidal wave of lies from the Vice President of the United States. It's a bit shocking, and you heard over and over again him just making things up on national television with you. You know, there's a reason why the judge here in federal court said that the administration lacks credibility, and why even the Nobel Prize Committee chair said that the administration lacks integrity.
Ouch, Kitty, stop scratching me. Stop doing it.
Again, with the same question. Does the president get to define reality by executive fiat, and can courts evaluate the so-called emergency declaration? The vibes are not good.
Now, all this highlights why it's so important to get a great lawyer when you're dealing with your own case. Now, after I started this channel, every week I'd get hundreds of comments and emails from viewers who are dealing with legal problems. And they'd ask, can you help me find a lawyer? How do I know if this attorney is any good? And there's a massive gap in our justice system. It's that people don't know how to find the right lawyer for their specific situation. They're scared, they're overwhelmed, and they end up doing nothing or hiring the first attorney who calls them back. And that really bothered me. So I started to wonder, what if there was a different way? What if we could build a law firm that actually lived up to the values that I talk about on this channel? Transparency, accessibility, and putting clients first instead of chasing billable hours. A firm where you don't need to pay anything up front, and your lawyers only get paid if you do, to maximize your opportunity for justice. So a few years ago, I decided to fix that problem. I decided to start my own personal injury law firm. And honestly, it wasn't an easy choice. But I realized I was in this unique position. I had this platform, this community, and the experience. Not to get rich, trust me, there are easier ways to make money than starting a law practice. But we did it because access to justice shouldn't be a luxury. Because finding the right legal representation shouldn't feel like playing Russian roulette with your future. And when you work with my firm, you're not just getting a lawyer. You're getting a team that understands that behind every case is a real person with real stakes. If we can't represent you or you're in a state where we don't practice, we'll take the time to try to match you with an attorney.
Hello, guys and gals. What if I told you a massive cyber attack was actually about to happen? What if I told you there's a huge investigation apparently taking place with a giant SIM card farm that could actually shut down local cell tower networks? Sounds spooky, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, right from the Secret Service, I want to get right into it. I want to just rip the Band-Aid clear off. So a few weeks ago, I saw that people were kind of, not talking about this. The Secret Service made kind of a big hoopla where they said that apparently they found 300 SIM servers and 100,000 SIM cards across multiple sites in and around New York City. So here's some photos of actual hardware that they seized. So every single one of these cards you see inside here is a SIM card, apparently according to the government. And they were just found abandoned in apartments and sites that were within 30 miles of the United Nations. So here they write these devices were concentrated within 35 miles of the global meeting.
The cops come across and they're like, what the fuck is that? And they call the feds in. The feds are like, oh my God.
Location and potential for significant disruption to New York telecommunications. So yeah, apparently the Secret Service was raiding and taking down, basically, if you look at it right here on the Google Maps, this is the UN headquarters. So in a 35-mile radius, Secret Service was raiding abandoned apartments. And they were finding apparently millions of dollars, I guess you could say, worth of equipment that they claim could have been used to shut down the actual, telecommunication structure, which obviously means that, imagine if some crazy attack happens. Well, all of a sudden, your phone stops working. And if you're somebody who's working in emergency services, like I believe EMS individuals, people in the EMS fields, yeah, those guys are going to be critically screwed too. So basically what the Secret Service said is there's a big potentiality for some really criminal stuff to happen. Now, of course, if you play games like Splinter Cell Chaos Theory, you can kind of imagine, right? Like in that game, it's kind of similar. Like New York gets an entire blackout and people kind of go into a hazy fit. Just in reality terms, imagine a city the size of New York gets completely blacked out and people are unable to communicate, and there might be an attack that is or isn't happening. You wouldn't even be able to hear about it, or even relay it to other people if the communication system gets completely fucking blown out. Which, according to the actual Secret Service, this had the possibility to do so. So if you look closely at some of these photos, these apartments ended up getting raided, and you can just see like they have these little SIM boxes that are just sitting around with apparently hundreds of SIM cards sitting inside. Now, you might be like, whoa, I'm glad the Secret Service jumped in here, but is it actually legit? Is this actually valid? So to give you an idea of the size and scope of this operation, one of the images they showed had like all of these like SIM boxes just sort of stacked up. Now, if you look at the company here, it's called Mobile X. And again, I decided to go to Mobile X's website, and basically these are SIM cards that you can pick up in like a Walmart or a drugstore, whatever. And according to their website, I believe you literally only have to pay about $10 to get that starter pack. Now, whether you get a monthly fee or you just pay as you go, that money, if we go back to the image, ladies and gentlemen, $10 a pop here absolutely stacks up. So according to the U.S. government, while forensic examination of these devices is ongoing, early analysis indicates cellular communications between nation-state threat actors and individuals that are known to federal law enforcement. So basically, when people say nation state, apparently the entire news media was putting the blame on, China, for instance, and there's no actual valid, information for that. There's no news for it. I don't want to necessarily be spreading this information, but according to the actual feds, in addition to carrying out anonymous telephonic threats, these devices could be used to conduct a wide range of telecom attacks. This includes disabling cell phone towers, enabling denial of service attacks, and facilitating anonymous encrypted communications between potential threat actors and criminal enterprises. So, this is a huge deal, right? Like, you would think that, holy fucking shit, they actually raided and stopped an entire, an actual, critical infrastructure attacking, farm? And nobody's talking about it? Well, actually, this had me wanting to dig a little bit deeper into the story and understand what the reality of this situation truly is. So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, for anybody that doesn't know what a SIM card is a little chip that you put in your cell phone, right? Chances are, if you have a cell phone, you probably also have a SIM card inside a certain slot on your phone. Now, SIM card is also known as a subscriber identity module. It's basically a circuit. It's a little card that you put into your device. It stores an international mobile subscriber identity and related keys for your phone to connect to cell towers through a carrier and basically make calls to other people internationally all over the world next to your house or another phone that you fucking own. Now, of course, obviously, you might be sitting over there wondering, whoa, buddy, why would they absolutely need to have physical SIM cards? Muda, couldn't they just get electronic SIMs? And the reality of it is they could, but electronic SIMs are a little bit more difficult in order to get because electronic SIMs typically require that you actually go to provisioning servers. Like it's actually a much more traceable method as opposed to going to Walmart and picking up, I guess, hundreds of these on the fly, okay? Now, something that had me a little bit worried about this was the framing from the Secret Service. They made it sound like they stopped a fucking potential terrorist attack or like an actual attack on American soil, something straight out of like a Hollywood movie or some shit. But in reality, ladies and gentlemen, what is something you have to understand here is that this kind of technology isn't exactly brand new. It's actually been happening for quite a long time. There are situations, there are things known as SIM farms that exist all over the world. And now the technology to purchase this kind of stuff isn't necessarily difficult to find. For instance, in America and even Canada, you can buy some of these actual boxes. The only thing that's stopping you is that they cost probably around $3 to $4 grand per boxes, and they can jack up in prices. I think some of the most expensive shit that you can buy from these guys are probably like 10 grand a pop. But of course, the more expensive your device is, the more of these little SIM cards that you can stick in and do fun stuff with. What kind of fun stuff, you might imagine? Well, mostly illegal stuff. Now, one similar operation was Operation Red Card, which happened for 2 months in Asia. And, just a cursory reading will show you that obviously raids occurred in facilities where they had things like DVD burners and they were producing millions of discs, obviously illegal footage. Now, the thing about this is, this is an example that's similar here where you can buy hardware, seemingly innocuous hardware by itself, like a SIM farm, like a SIM farm system that I showed you just earlier on isn't necessarily, I think, illegal to purchase by itself. Neither is a DVD burner, but obviously, in this situation, they were using the DVD burners to burn illegal media, which is very wrong. And in the SIM farm situation, they're using it for a whole litany of possible illegal situations. And what type of illegal situations? Well, they can range from messages like spam messages all the way up to, again, running sophisticated operations to make a lot of money. So let's go over them. One of the reasons that one would play around with this kind of shit is, let's say they wanted to send anonymous spam messages, right? Well, anytime you get like an anonymous spam message, there's probably a good chance that, the message came from a SIM card that's usually stored in a place where they have a whole bunch of these type of boxes that are used and leased by criminals to actually send spammy messages to each other. There is obviously other things that you can do, like send threatening messages, or I believe in some cases engage in situations like swatting, where that's really kind of the angle the Secret Service wanted to sort of take.
Autopiloting.
Now, I've been seeing a lot of infrastructure about this from really huge people who have basically started saying things like a massive criminal network of SIM farms linked to the Chinese actors, not proven by the way, were discovered in the New York tri-state area. They basically found that communist China is not confirmed by the way, is operating to disrupt critical infrastructure and enable criminal networks. So obviously, one of the things that I want to talk about is, yes, technically speaking, the amount of, traffic that these things can generate could potentially be used to disable cell towers around, okay? That is one of the things that is wholly possible. And that's just how technology kind of works in general. When you have hundreds of thousands of SIM cards operating, yes, sometimes that could possibly crash cellular towers around you. But for people that are running these in a criminal sense, it's not something that necessarily they want to do because it draws a lot of undue attention. The thing about this is a lot of these a lot of these news sources started pointing fingers at like China, Iran, a lot of places that they could make sound salacious, but the reality of it is, as long as you're a halfway decent drug cartel, a criminal operation, setting up something like this is probably somewhere in the ballpark of $1 million, maybe a little bit more. And the rewards can actually be pretty awesome. Well, if you're a criminal, of course. Now, some of the experts over here started saying that this equipment could have been used for surveillance operations, especially considering it was close to the United Nations. Potentially, the equipment could be used to either intercept communications, eavesdrop on communications, or actually clone devices as well, which immediately had a lot of people's bullshit radars go off a little bit because none of the hardware that they showed was necessarily something that could have been used in things like eavesdropping. Actually, if you want to look at a more realistic scenario for this, a sim farm, from what I understand, I think most cases they're actually illegal just because of the high amounts of illegal activity that occurs through it. Sim farms, or sim boxes, like what I just showed you, are actually part of a $5.19 billion global fraud scheme that affects tons of businesses worldwide. So there are a couple of legitimate reasons I guess you would have a sim farm, maybe for things like a call center, for instance, or I don't know, like IoT testing. But in a lot of fraudulent cases, obviously you have SMS phishing, like you actually have people that are sending in fraudulent or scam messages to people randomly. You have a lot of gray markets where people use these in order to bypass telecom charges. So for instance, if you're doing like long distance calling, sometimes people will have a sim farm where they will just route a call over the internet or in between these like sim farms and bypass, in some cases, fees that, carriers would put in. Now, have you ever tried to purchase a ticket online for a massive concert? I know my wife has been wanting to go to this MCR concert, and I remember she literally logged in to the Ticketmaster website immediately as soon as they started launching their new show, their new tour. And she told me that there were just thousands upon thousands of people the moment the site went live. Now, there's a good chance when it comes to a lot of these ticket services, there are these people who use these sim services in order to act basically as bots. Have you ever looked at what a click farm